Aries, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right. We get the tarot vibes and astrology vibes for Wednesday all the way to Tuesday. And the dates for this week are, sheets right there, October 22nd to October 28th. So welcome, Aries. I hope you had a great week and a great weekend. Here we are again. Let's talk about the energy that's going on. We talk about the astrology weather first, and then we hit the tarot. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. The algorithm knows you, and I'll tell you why. Because it brought you here. And that means that you need to hear this message. Oh boy. Today is your lucky day, Aries. All right, so let's talk about what's going on. October 22nd, today, if you're watching it on Wednesday, Neptune is moving back into Pisces. So we get a second chance at releasing baggage. But what this really is connecting to ourselves, connecting to our intuition and trusting that. Building that muscle of intuition. Intuition is not something that you're born with. You got to be a fourth generation psychic. No, that's not it at all. What it is it's muscle memory. And every time you use it, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Everyone has it. Newsflash. Everybody has it. I have no special gift. I've used it since day one. And I can really say I've used my intuition since day one. Sometimes people are just innately intuitive, but everybody is to a degree. And then when you use it, boom. So this is an excellent time this week and for quite a while to get that second chance to connect with ourselves, to get more in touch with our spiritual side, because that's what it's all about. We're just not a body. We're just not a mind. We're also a spirit. And we leave the spirit out of it because you think, oh, spirits, it's not that way. Spirit is inside of you. Okay, so the sun also moves into Scorpio. So this is an intense and passionate time for all at this time of the year. This heralds in spooky season. So happy birthday to you, Scorpios, cross-watching if you're watching. And also what we have is this moon phase all week is waxing crescent. So this is a perfect time for growth, momentum, and taking action. All right. So no more sitting idle. It's time to gain that momentum. That sun moving into Scorpio definitely makes that push a little bit more enjoyable, and it's a little bit more intense. Okay. So just be aware of that. I got to move my light a little bit more. So that's all that's going on this week. But a new thing I'm going to be putting in here is telling you each week where the moon's going to be throughout the week. The moon usually goes through 2 or 3 signs a week. 2 days, 2.5 days. Roughly it takes the moon to go through the signs. And that's fast motion. That's the fastest motion on the Zodiac wheel. And what that means to us, because it has a 28-point day cycle where it goes from new to full and back to new again. But also what this means is that the moon regulates our moods. Okay? Mood is derived from moon because the moon does influence our moods. You're at a different period at a new moon where it's kind of like reflective and restful, where a full moon is full of excitement and drama and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's a lot more intense. So with the moon going through these signs in a waxing crescent phase, a growth cycle, they're going to be going through Scorpio, which is intense and passion, that push. Sagittarius, movement, definitely, changing the way that we're looking at things. And Capricorn, getting to work. All right. So can be so how I can interpret this for you for the week could be a little intense at the beginning of the week. We're coming out of an air sign into a water sign. So that brings up a lot of emotions. And with it moving into a fire sign, the moon moving into a fire sign, then we get that momentum. We build the passion with Scorpio. We push the momentum with Capricorn, and we just get to, with Sagittarius, and then we just get to it with Capricorn. You follow me on that? You can tell I would get really excited when I can't verbalize. Okay, so Aries, that is going to do it for the astrology. So let's go over to the tarot table and begin our tarot reading. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get our angel numbers for the week, Aries, okay? You like that? I darkened up the logo so you can actually see your sign there. I love that. And I was like, every week I forgot it. And this week I was just like, oh man, I got to change these titles. And I did it and it worked out great. It took me 10 minutes. Did you ever do that? You procrastinate on something and it went a lot smoother than you thought. All right, Aries, for your week this week, the angel numbers are 787, and this is all about authenticity. Be yourself, pursue your passions, and show your authentic self. Perfect for this time. Don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. Absolutely. Give two shiny shites about what they're thinking. You know what I mean? And just be yourself. Pursue your passions. Just be yourself. Everyone else is already taken, okay? All right, so let's get a message from our guides, I should say. A guide from our messages. And let's see what we have. This is from the Energy and Spirit Oracle. Which one? Thank you. Current of emotion. Uncontrolled feelings. So this could be this could be that stormy kind of aspect that we're talking about earlier with the Scorpio season coming in. Current of emotions with number 34. Let's read up on it, okay? Number 34, current of emotions. So, the raging river on this card signals a time of great upheaval. With strong, seemingly uncontrollable feelings, you may already be experiencing an emotional situation at work or in your family, or one may be coming your way. You can stave off the problem by taking a logical, objective approach. If you don't get swept away by high emotions, the situation can be short-lived. So again, calm your storm. This is like the King of Cups energy here. It's time to look at your reactions and establish a new way of doing things. Get some clarity about what actually is stimulating these strong feelings. Difficult emotions come from negative thoughts and misinformed beliefs, so calm down, vent your feelings in appropriate ways, and choose your more positive thoughts, I should say. This will allow you to take the action needed to honor your process and resolve things. All right, so your affirmation for this week is, Aries, I remain balanced and peaceful. I preserve the situations around me with calm clarity, and my actions are tranquil and methodical. All right, very good. So be aware of what triggers you. You know what I'm saying? Be very aware of that. And don't let things trigger you. You know what I'm saying? Like, calm your emotions. All right, let's get the vibe for the week for you. Let's see what we got. All right, Aries, thank you so much for being here. You know I love you. Keep your emotions calm. Wow. All right. Yeah. So this is exactly what we were talking about. Wow. All right. I really want you to pay attention to the layout here, okay? We've got the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. We have very heady anxiety, self-deception going on here. Maybe somebody else is deceiving you. You know what I'm saying? There's something going on here as far as mental issues. Not so much mental issues, but communication also, okay? And then we have on this side the Knight of Wands and the Emperor. very fiery. You know, we have similar colors in these two cards and similar colors on these other two cards. And the reason why Spirit is bringing this to my attention is because the Magician in the middle here says it all. You create your reality, Aries, based on where you put your focus, your time and your effort, your emotions, the way that you look at yourself, feel about yourself. And this looks like you realizing that the negative self-deception and the anxiety of not knowing what's happening here, you know, it almost seems like you stay in place where you should start to get excited. Knight of Wands is taking action. The Emperor is taking action. So this is not sitting idly with your thoughts. This is getting moving, Aries. This is movement. I mean, the Emperor is your card. You know, he's sitting on Mars, your ruling planet, and there's your symbol right there. The ram. See? Boom. You have a choice to make because you choose your reality. What's it going to be? Self-deception and anxiety? Or excitement and progress? Beautiful. Wow. Okay. I'm satisfied with that. So where are you putting your time and focus? You know, again, things that may be triggering you, you need to work on. This is about growth, so don't beat yourself up about it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's also not really paying attention to what others think about you. Yeah, look at it. I mean, it's summing it all up with the oracles, with mental conflict. Open your heart. Create. Love. Forgive. And heal. This. And positive movement forward. Movement forward. Positive movement forward. This is such a cut and dry reading, guys. I mean, I hope you're seeing it unfold in front of your eyes here. The symmetry of it, the symmetry of it, the colors, it all blends and works together, and it's giving you all the same message. Release your mental conflict, heal that part of yourself that keeps focusing on this, and move forward positively with passion, with conviction. Okay? Fuck yeah, man. That's beautiful. All right. Let's look at love and relationships and see what is going on here for you. Ooh. Is that it? That is it. Yeah. Releasing judgment. Don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. Because guess what? They're not thinking anything. Because deep down, they don't care. When it comes right down to it, they don't care. You care more than they do. And don't have those kind of people around. But we have the Judgment and the Magician card. First of all, you know, for love, coupled and singles, this is a big deal. This is a big deal here when it comes to relationships. Release the judgment in relationships of all kinds. Release your past judgment that you give yourself or others. Let it go. You know what I mean? And create the reality you want. Because for singles, somebody's creating that too. When I see two magicians out here, I see two people, two energies coming together. So let's reinforce this, okay? I love that. So open your heart. Because somebody is manifesting you at the same time. But you can't sit there going, well, where are they? Open your eyes. Set yourself free. All right, let's get messages of love. Okay. Whoa, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa. All right. Let's see what we got here for you. Let's work on it, shall we? First message is regret. Someone feels remorse for the way that they treated you. Okay. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to put forgiveness in there? Is it going to be a conversation? Integrity. Does this situation align with your values and morals? That's something you got to ask yourself this week. Different pages. You and this person are not on the same page. You don't share the same vision. That is what that says. If it would fucking focus. There we go. I'm just like you, Aries. I'm totally out of patience with this camera. I'm telling you. And also, if it's that much to you, it's support. Lean on your inner circle during this time. So, what I'm saying about this is set yourself free from people that don't align with your vision. It's okay. It's okay to not keep these people around or stay in a relationship that doesn't serve you. I see you moving towards a relationship that is reciprocal. And that's a strong message, especially with all the magicians out in this reading, you know? So let's get, what's the vibe? And see what else we have here. Ooh. Tell us what the vibe is. Tell us what the vibe is. It's shattered. Broken. Nightmares. Failures. Again, set yourself free from all of this. It's very clear, Aries. Whoever's around you right now, these guides are very... you can't make this shit up. Recharge this week. Breathe, let go, and clear your mind. What strong messages for you? Cut and dry, so there's no guessing what to do here this week. Okay? All right, let's get, because I totally jumped the gun. After your guide message, we're supposed to get our shadow work, but we're going to get it now. So what's Aries' shadow work for this week? And it's shadow blossoms. You need both sunlight and darkness to bloom fully. Resilience and nourishing. That's right. So, again, you are resilient in your darkest times and in your most brightest times. But we need both of those aspects. And I think that's what you need to kind of understand and help with those uncontrolled feelings this week, okay? All right, let's get a closing message for you, Aries, from the Cosmic Energy Oracles. Love these. There it is. Yeah, there's a huge focus on about this too, and it sums it up all in one word this week for you. Compassion. Embrace others' differences. Accept your own imperfections. Again, this is setting yourself free from judgment. I love that nice fall look. Perfect for you if you love the fall. But do you see where we're going with this? So it could be releasing regret. It could be just saying, I'm sorry, and moving forward. But anything here, the message is clear. Movement forward and just being yourself. All right, Aries? Wow. Excellent reading. That's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm going live Thursday at 7 p.m. And what we're doing live for Thursday is we are doing November tarot readings for all the signs, including you. So don't miss it. And make sure if you do, you watch it on the replay so you get to know what's going on for November. That gives you plenty of time to prepare. We're going to do the astrology. We're going to do the tarot. We're going to throw everything at it and see what sticks. All right? And don't forget, Freaking Weekend posted Fridays at 10 a.m. to give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading with me, because these are general, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page for in-person, online, extended hours. I got you. Let's do this. All right, Aries, movement, growth, and being yourself is paramount this week. All right. So thank you for watching. I love you all, and I will see you on Thursday. Taurus, welcome. It's Jeff here, Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset. That's right. This is where we get the astrology and tarot vibes for Wednesday all the way to Tuesday. And the dates for this week are October 22nd and October 28th. So welcome, Taurus. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you are doing well. Let's get the vibe for you this week. So let's do it. Taurus, we have a few things going on October 22nd. And then that's it for the rest of the week. So We get a time to work on things here. What do we need to work on? Well, let's hone in on it with the astrology forecast, okay? So on the 22nd, we have Neptune, the planet of intuition, dreams, inspiration, very Stevie Nicks energy. Can be very disillusioned, kind of also Jim Morrison energy, like, I am the Lizard King, that kind of thing. So it's all in how it looks. This is moving back into its sign that it rules, Pisces. So this is a good time to let go of baggage, but it is also a really good time to work and develop your intuition, to trust your gut, to allow intuition to flow to you, to give you the advice that you need. You know what I mean? Ask the universe to get inspired. Ask the universe to connect. You're always connected, but our beliefs, our patterns, our upbringing, whether it be religious, cultural, whatever, keeps that tamped down. So this is a time to develop it because everyone has it. Everyone has this ability. I have no special powers. I wasn't a fourth generation psychic. I was just a kid that used his intuition to feel out the room when I was a kid. I used it as a trauma response. A lot of you have, you know what I mean? And you trust that gut now. And when I was like in my teenage years, I said, I'm onto something here because I can take tarot cards and give somebody a reading and have them walk away inspired and uplifted and have some kind of direction. Great. I want to do this for the rest of my life. And that's when I started to develop my intuition because I trusted it every day. I meditated, still meditate, not as much, but who's judging? Meditation can be just taking 3 long and steady breaths. It's coming back to your center. Doesn't take an hour or 5 days to do it. Really, it doesn't. So work on your intuition. Now, the second thing, the sun is moving into Scorpio. So we're moving out of an air sign into a water sign. So this can bring up a lot of emotions that Neptune energy can help us release during this time. Okay. And then we have a waxing crescent phase. This is the only phase we're in this week. And this is about growth, momentum, and taking action. So knowing that it's time to take action on letting things go, it's time to take action on our intuitional inspiration, if you will. Okay. And that's happening all week. And that's it. So another thing I'm going to be adding into the astrological weather is where the moon is going to travel through the zodiac. And it's usually 2 or 3 signs a week, maybe more, depending on the speed. It usually takes the moon 2.5 days to go through a whole 30-degree sign, okay? And the moon moves very fast around the zodiac. That's why the moon isn't so much a predictor, but a mood indicator. It's kind of like our mood ring in the sky. And when it's in certain signs, we react a certain way. We feel a certain way. So this week, the moon is going to be going through the sign of Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. So when we're looking at the waxing crescent phase here and how it's growth and momentum and taking action, it's almost like we go through these stages of the week where the first part of it, when the moon's in Scorpio, can be a little intense. We can be on edge. We can be a little irritated, but we've got this passion, this itch that needs to be scratched, okay? Then the moon moves into Sagittarius. That can make us a little bit more lofty about seeing the vision, the plan, and taking action. This is the first step to taking action. And then in Capricorn, it's getting to work. It's climbing that mountain and not taking no for an answer. You know what I mean? So this will help gauge where we're at certain times of the week. I love that, I wish I had that kind of thing when I was growing up or, when I was really learning astrology. I could use something like this. I had teachers like that, but it was the 90s. You had to go buy books. You had to travel. I live in a rural city, so it's like you just can't, walk down the street and purchase all these esoteric books. No, not at all. Still having a hard time finding it, but it's a lot easier with the internet. We didn't have the internet then, okay? So, wow. Even to say that, well, we didn't have the internet when we were young. We had to read. We had to go and buy books. I mean, oh my God, I can't believe I'm at this point. But it's true. I mean, everything's advanced so fast. Unbelievable. All right, so that's going to do it for the astrology. Let's go over to the tarot table and get our angel numbers. Thank you so much for being here, Taurus. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get the vibe. Let's get cozy first and get the vibe. What's the angel numbers for this week for Taurus? Well, let's find out. There it is. So for this week, angel numbers 890 is all about renewal. You are experiencing renewal and fresh beginnings. Release the past and embrace opportunities for growth and transformation ahead. Did you get this last week? Because I only pull these out for the weeklies. Interesting. So, fresh beginnings. So release the past. This is a perfect week to do it, is releasing that baggage. That Neptune coming back into Pisces gives you that opportunity to do that. So, forward momentum. Let's do this, Taurus. Okay, so let's get a message from your guides. This is from your Energy and Spirit Oracle. What do we have for Taurus this week? Which one? Divine Presence. The force of love and creation with divine presence with 4-4. Interesting. Let's read up on it, shall we? Let's see. So the infinite mind of divine consciousness reaches out to dwell in every soul, every object, every wave and particle in the world. You are intrinsic, an important part of the wondrous mechanism we call the universe. And this card says it's time to tap into the abundance and joy that flows in every direction from this divine radiant light. The love of divine intention connects everyone in the process of healing and enlightenment. We have come here together for important reasons, and reconnecting with divine consciousness is one we all share. Word. I love this, Taurus. I love this. Recognize and honor the beautiful energy of the divine within you. No greater strength exists than the co-creative power of aligning your own attentions with this infinite source. Wow. Connect with this loving force, which is always within you, willing to answer your questions, heal your hurts, and fulfill your dreams. When you open up to the radiant, ever-glowing light of the divine, its endless blessings will illuminate your life. I love this. So your affirmation for the week to connect to this divine presence is, I am one with the loving presence of the divine. I align my life with the pure light of abundant creation. That is a beautiful message for you. That gives you that sense of renewal, the fresh beginning, the motion taken. Wow, really loving that for you. Okay, let's get your shadow work for this week. What do we have? Ooh, there it is. See the way it jumped out like that? Self-compassion. The two sides. Embracing imperfections helps you find strength, growth mindset, and resilience. So work on that. Is have some compassion for yourself. Taurus, you can be very critical of yourself. Are things good enough for you? I hope you guys aren't hearing my stomach rumbling, but this is about growth mindset. There's a huge thing of growth and renewal and beginnings for you here already. So this is incredible. So let's get to the vibe for this week and see what we have for you. What else do we have for Taurus this week? All right. Wow. Okay. All right, yes, there is a big thing for you to communicate, okay? You could also be receiving a communication. Things are going to be taken off this week, and look at this. This is incredible. You're given an opportunity here this week, Taurus. Look at how good this is. You're given an opportunity here. Reciprocating energy, perfect for you. Could have money coming in. Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. Maybe you're investing this energy. Maybe you are actually getting the word about a job that you've been thinking about, or opening up your own business, maybe even retiring for some of you. But this is fantastic energy. This is opening up to abundance. This is renewal if I've ever seen it. But it's you speaking it to the universe. I am abundant. I connect with the divine presence. That's what the universe wants you to do. Open your hand and it will fill it. Okay? Wow. So messages coming in. Taurus, if you're looking for a job, you're finding it. You have to open up to it, though. Queen of Swords cuts all cords from self-doubt and worry and all of that. Okay? All right, let's get some oracles here. Yeah, absolutely. No more suffering in silence. Again, see, this is what you're doing. And it's time to get out of that. How? Taking action with the authority card, with the Emperor. Taking action. Again, a 4 here. I'm going to put it on the board. 4, 4, 4. I'm putting it on the board just because I believe it's important. And I wouldn't be drawn to that if it wasn't important. So we're putting a 4, 4, 4 on the board with protection and stability. Okay? And focusing on success and triumph. This is, again, movement. So there's movement taking place here. It's you getting out of this shitty energy and moving into much more abundant energy for you. Good. Good. It's promoting your growth big time. So let's look at relationships and love for you this week, Taurus. Wow. All right. Wow. Okay. So a lot of you are coming out of your hermit mode. That's for sure. And ending this, there's a lot of discipline as far as your mental state, and you are really moving forward. I really hope you are. I really hope you're taking that action. Knight of Wands, yeah. Moving towards stability with the King of Pentacles. More stability. More Pentacles. And look at that, another 10. The 10 of Cups and the World. So you could be completing a cycle, but also very happy ending here with a Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius. Wow. 3 10s. 10, 10, 10. Let's put that on the board too. This is completions and payoffs. We've been talking about this a lot. 10, 10, success, completion, payoff. Yes. Damn. Especially when it comes to relationships, you're getting out of that negative mindset. This is action. And if you're not, Taurus, do it. Start to, you know? Okay. Children. Children are important to this partnership. And maybe that's what you're dealing with right now, is trying to see how all of, your children are handling this or whatever's going on here. But again, it seems like we're moving out of a very bad time into a very good time. Okay. Balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. Well, I don't think that's you anymore. That's for sure. So just keep a lookout for that, Taurus. Pay attention to that. If you are giving too much, why? Stop. Okay? And twin flame for a lot of you. This is a divine counterpart connection. That's what all those 10s are. The world coming out. It's finally coming together for a lot of you singles. Okay? So let's get what's the vibe. But this is really good. 3 10s on the board. Whew. That it? Yeah. It just made me stop shuffling right away. Yeah, this is all about masculine energy. Authority, discipline, father figure. Maybe you got some daddy issues you're finally letting go. And it's starting to show in your relationships. You know what I mean? Fostering that energy instead of depleting it. All right, let's get a closing message for you. Wonderful Tauruses out there. Absolutely. Let's see what we have. And it's light. Wow. Light dispels the darkness. Let's all squint together, shall we? Come on, focus. What's up with this camera? Keep your inner light shining. Keep that little light in you shining, Taurus. And don't put up with any bullshit. You know what I mean? If you got daddy issues, take care of them. They're not going to serve you. You know what I mean? So maybe somebody comes in that's a little bit more stable for you. Maybe you're allowing that into your life. Good. Maybe it's just stability on the whole for all of you. Okay, on the whole. So, all right, Taurus, that's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thursday, 7 p.m., I am going live. And this is going to be, for this week's live, it's going to be November tarot readings for all the signs, including yours. So this is giving you an ample amount of time to kind of get the vibe for what the month of November is bringing for you. So don't miss it. And I also have it on the replay. But you should see it live. You know what I mean? If you're not doing anything Saturday on a Thursday, let's hang out, okay? And don't forget the freaking weekend is on Friday at 10 a.m. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading, because these are general, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. Taurus, let's get together and have a chat. Mano y mano. You and me, baby, and the tarot cards. Okay, Taurus, you have a great week. Let go of the zero and open up to the hero, okay? And the whistle's going off that's saying it's either the end of the world or it's the end of your reading, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you on Thursday. Gemini, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right. This is where we get the tarot and the astrology for the week, and this is from Wednesday all the way to Tuesday, and the dates are October 22nd all the way to October 28th. So welcome, Gemini. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope the week's starting off good for you. So let's get down to it, shall we? Let's talk about the cosmic weather this week. Not much to talk about, but enough to gain some momentum in our lives. So let's get to it. Okay. Neptune, the planet of vision, intuition, dreams, inspiration, otherworldly things. It can also mean illusion and disillusion. So be careful where we're heading. Be careful of the mist, okay? It's moving back into its sign it rules, Pisces. So this is an excellent time to really start to trust our intuition and to use our intuition more in our daily lives. How can we do that? Trust your inner voice when you're making decisions, and don't let your mind talk you out of anything you want. If you want to know the difference between those two, Gemini, the mind will always say you're not good enough and will always talk you out of it and come from a place of fear or lesser than. Your intuition will be inspirational. It will say, you can do this. Go for it. Do it. It's safe. You're worthy of this. Why not? That's the difference. And sometimes intuition is very immediate, that gut reaction. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you've had plenty of opportunities where that's happened, where you've either listened to it or not. Everyone has it. Everyone has this ability. I don't have no special abilities. I've just used my intuition to feel out the room when I was younger. It was almost like a survival instinct, and I've just used it over my childhood and my years on this spinning blue ball to do what I do best, and I don't make a decision unless it's with the intuition. Okay? So you could make great gains this week following that. Okay? Now the sun moves into Scorpio. So we're out of Libra season, which is an air sign, fellow air sign, and moving into a water sign. So the beginning of the week can feel rather, you know what I mean? Maybe just emotional for you. Maybe you don't know why you feel like this. But it's an excellent time to release any baggage. Also, that Neptune in Pisces is a perfect time to let things go, okay? But Scorpio is very passionate. This is the start of spooky season, and Scorpio is the perfect sign for that. So there's a push there. And then we have our waxing crescent phase. We're in this all week. So this is about growth, momentum, and taking action. So this whole week, we're getting into this, the passions building, and then we take action. So that's it for the week. But another portion of astrology that I'm going to add in is where the moon is going to be at the start of the week and where it's going to be at the end. So we get a good flow of our moods, because that's where moods comes from, the moon, because the moon travels so fast through the signs. Like for this week, it's traveling through 3 signs, sometimes 2, 2.5, mostly 3. Okay. So for this week, we're moving into Scorpio energy. So again, there's that emotional buildup that needs to be released. And the passion to get things going, to move forward. Then the moon moves into Sagittarius, where it's more lighthearted and fun. It's not so fucking serious. And we're making great strides. We're taking that movement. Sag is all movement. It's fire. And then then the moon ends in Capricorn, where it's getting down to work or job well done. Okay, so you can see how that all relates with this week. So that's going to do it for the astrology. Let's go over to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for the week. Thank you so much for being here, Gemini. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Why haven't you subscribed yet? All right, let's get our angel numbers for Gemini. There it is. Ooh, I love this. 676 with self-love. Wow, beautiful card. Prioritize your well-being and cultivate a deep sense of love and compassion for yourself this week, Gemini. You can really get some good old-fashioned growth with some self-love. Because there's nobody that will love you more and unconditionally than yourself. And if you are putting that into stakes of somebody else doing that for you, we need to work on that, okay? So let's get a message from our guides. There it is. Boom. There it is. Boom. There it is. Number 41. Talent guides. Okay. Spirit mentors and teachers. Excellent. The teacher appears when the student is ready. Let's read number 41. Countless spirit mentors are always available to help you express and expand your skills and talents, Gemini. These brilliant beings are drawn to you because they share your interests in their own lifetimes. If someone in history has excelled at an endeavor you're pursuing, you can call on that entity by name, especially if you resonate with their work. Don't think that you're not special enough to call on famous artisans that now inhabit the spirit world. Many times, a talent guide will come unbidden. Attract to the resonant energy of your project. Don't assume you're just making it up. If you receive inspiration from them, whether you're interested in art, music, math, cooking, or even quantum physics, these entities could provide a pipeline of unlimited guidance for you. In fact, you may have known these masters in the past. These talented beings are reaching across the energetic realm to direct and to inspire you. Answer your psychic door and let them in. Talent guide. Talent guide here to help you. Let them in, okay? So, your affirmation for this week, Gemini, is, I am blessed with many known and unknown skills. Talent guides inspire me and give me confidence in the pursuit of my creative interests. Wow. So a lot of you Geminis are being inspired and take up the charge to create. And that can also create some self-love for you also. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get our shadow work. Let's work on our shadow work. Let's see what our shadow work is for this week for you, Gemini. Oh, and the whistle's going off. Making sure you're paying attention. All right, so addiction. Compulsive need despite negative consequences. Get support and therapy. This is about healing, liberating yourself, and getting the support you need for addictions of any kind. Again, the talent guides may help with that. Maybe you're being inspired to create instead of Jones. You know what I'm saying? An emotional release. Yeah, you need this for this week. Definitely. Letting go creates space for new beginnings. So this is almost a purification time for you. Again, the addiction, the toxins, releasing those, I think it has to do with emotion. And also, wow, can't believe that. What is the world ending? Okay. Maybe that's what you need to do. Scream like a siren. You know, and get it out. Maybe you need to sing. Again, there's different ways of releasing. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get the vibe for you this week as this siren keeps going. What the hell is going on? It's 12:12, so it's not noon. What the hell is going on here? Armageddon's happening, and I'm just getting right with your decks. That's all. We'll all go down together. It's not funny. All right, let's get the vibe for you this week, Gemini. Okay. Funny how that popped out like that. Ooh, funny how that popped out like that. And popped out like that. Is that it? Yes. Okay. So, Gemini, all these cards are face down except for the Empress. And the Empress is twofold meaning here for you. For the majority of you, it's taking your power back and empowering yourself. The other message is there's an idea here that needs to come. It needs to be birthed. Okay? It needs to be birthed. All right. Yeah, look at this, because we're fighting with this kind of energy. The Three of Swords and the Four of Cups. So a lot of you, and it just ended just like that. Wow. Three of Swords, hurt, regret, loss, heartache. I feel it. I feel it from you. It's time to, again, let that out. You see? Very indicative here. Okay? Now, the Four of Cups, maybe that's what's happened in the past, is you've had all this loss, things not aligning for you, and now you've got all your bowls are empty, supposedly, and you're fixated on that. But what that's showing is the universe is handing you a full bowl, which means that your bowls are really never empty. It's in the way that you perceive it. Change your perspective. Empower yourself. I fill my own bowls, bitches. You know what I mean? This is growth. 3 cards. Interesting. All right, let's get some oracles. So let's not sit in this energy. Let's not turn our back on an opportunity here either. Okay? Definitely, you'll be a different person by the full moon. I was supposed to show that too. Okay? So by that full moon, this situation will be totally different for you. Okay, oracles. Right, just like we were talking about earlier, trust your intuition, okay? Patience and planning, so be patient with yourself. And firm foundation. This is no longer holding back. The mountain is as strong as its base. Okay, another 4, 3s, 4s. Interesting. Let's look at relationships. Let's see what we have for love and relationships and all of that stuff. You know, I know that the past has kind of hurt you. Maybe this is for a specific number of Geminis that have kind of stop doing their talent because it wasn't paying off good enough. You know what I mean? But there's an opportunity to bring that back. Yeah, letting go of the wishy-washiness with relationships. Maybe you're dealing with a few. It may be time to release one of these. Use your inner strength at this time. You know, tame that lion, honey. And Ace of Cups, yeah, new beginning, especially when it comes for self-love. Ace of Cups is always filling your cup first. It also means new love for a lot of you Geminis too. But that doesn't happen if you're in this spot here, okay? So it's about empowering yourself, okay? Now let's get messages of love for you. Let's see what we have. Okay, anything else? Nope, that's it. Okay, wow, interesting. This kind of has a theme here for some of you. It's strictly sexual. This connection is passionate but not enduring. So maybe that's what a lot of you Geminis are going for, is what's going on here as far as, you know, are we just F buddies? You know, is this a hookup? What is this? This is always a hard card for me, but it's got to mean something to you, okay? Or maybe that's what you want, is more passion in your life, okay? Well, look at that, passion. Try something you've never done before. So maybe, you know, you tried to take a strictly sexual relationship into a feeling relationship, and it didn't work out for you because it was never supposed to be that way. Or maybe some of you guys are actually struggling with this kind of behavior, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you got to make sure that everything's clear on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? Very weird. Every time strictly sexual comes out, it always kind of jarbles up my energy. Maybe that's jarbled up your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe a lot of you have shallow hell syndrome. You know, there could be that too. So what's the vibe? Yeah, look at this. Thrills, continuous cycles, bad decisions, and addiction. So a lot of you Geminis may be dealing with somebody with addictions. Maybe you're addicted to it, and addictions just aren't alcohol and drugs. It could be food. It could be emotional, you know, you could be clingy because of it. But what this is showing is there's continuous cycle of, you know, going for the low-hanging fruit. You don't need to do that anymore. You know what I mean? That's kind of like Tara Reid. You guys, hey, you buy me a drink? You know? We don't want that energy. Okay, let's get a closing message for you. So again, this is about empowerment. Okay? Really, it's overcoming these addictions. You know, it could be doom scrolling, just wasting your time. You know, that's a big thing that we need to be more aware of, is that the internet is really changing the way that we communicate. It's changed everything in our lives, and we haven't really had time to process this. And is it good for us? We know that it's not. In a way it is, yes, because this is how we communicate. But in the same tone, you know, kids are becoming more dependent on this than life out there. And that's troubling. And maybe it is for you too at this time. But this is all about using your strength. This is your inner strength is boundless, so unleash it this week. All right? Okay, Gemini. Stop seeking thrills, and change the way that you handle things, and release things that you are addicted to, and let it go. Okay? All right, Gemini, that's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm going live Thursday at 7 p.m., and I am doing tarot readings for November for all the signs, including yours. So this gives you a great jump ahead on what's going to be going on in the vibe for November. So make sure you check that out live or on the replay, but I'd love to see you there. So join me, okay? Don't forget, the freaking weekend is posted on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading with me, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. Gemini, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, you know, right there. And stop making some bad choices and start creating in your life and let go of the things that got you going crazy, baby. Okay? All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Cancer, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right. This is where we get the vibe with astrology and tarot for the week, and it's for Wednesday to Tuesday. And the dates for this week are October 22nd to October 28th. Yeah, that's right. I did it right. See, I got to look at my cheat sheet once in a while. So welcome, Cancer. Hope you have had a wonderful weekend. Hope your week is starting off great. Hopefully it is. So let's talk about the energy this week. We've got a few things going on, and then we've got kind of like a rest period so we can assimilate some of this energy that's coming in. So let's talk about it. Neptune, the planet of visions, intuition, inspiration, disillusionment, addiction, stuff like that, is moving back into its sign of that it rules, Pisces. And Pisces is a water, fellow water sign, very emotional. And what this has for you is a strong time this week to really start trusting your intuition and getting in touch with your spiritual side. Any kind of work will do. And it's also kind of pointing you in the direction of letting go of what no longer serves you. Let go of some baggage during this time, okay? So Neptune can kind of lift the veil on some things that are like, that's not really good for me. And it'll turn out to be good for you, because you're releasing what no longer serves you and really trusting your intuition and really getting spiritual. This is a great time to do that, okay? And the sun is moving out of Libra, an air sign, into Scorpio, a water sign. Now this gets intense. This is the beginning of spooky season, and Scorpio is the perfect sign for it, another water sign. So the beginning of the week can be very emotional for you. This could just be an emotional release that needs to happen. We got to go through this stuff. The worst thing we can do is neglect ourselves or rob ourselves of that chance to finally let something go instead of carrying it around with us. And Cancer, you're one of the biggest culprits to just sweeping it under the rug. You know what I mean? So you've been called out. But anyway, it's time to deal with that. And the sun, moving into Scorpios, brings in a passionate energy, a very intense energy, and it could be jarring for people, okay? Especially other water signs right now. So you're extra sensitive. Give yourself some grace, all right? Now, we are in the waxing crescent phase. So this is all about growth, momentum, and taking action this week. So, no time for stagnancy. You know what I mean? It's time to move forward. And that's all happening on one day, the 22nd. And the rest of the week is kind of, smoothing out all this intensity that is we're getting bombarded with, all right? Another thing I'm going to be adding this week is telling you exactly where we're starting with the moon and what sign and where we're ending with it. The moon moves through the signs very quickly, 2.5 days through each sign. So it moves through 30 degrees really fast. Okay, so that's why the moon regulates our mood. Mood comes from moon because the moon moves through so fast through the zodiac signs that it creates a different flux of emotions, highs and lows. The tides almost are kind of a reflection of that and our ever-changing moods. So the moon this week is moving through Scorpio, then Sagittarius, then Capricorn. So let's break it down. Our mood could be very emotional at the beginning of the week. We're assimilating to this Scorpio energy. It's intense for a lot of us. Could be transformative for us also. And then it moves into Sagittarius. Now this is taking action. This is, the midweek we're in a good mood. We're trying to get into a good mood. We get there, probably because we're releasing this Scorpio release or whatever it is. And at the end of the week, it's Capricorn. It's getting down to work. So you may have a list of things you need to do at the end of the week. You get it done. Or it could just be celebrating a job well done. So we're going to do that every week. Not only are we going to show the moon phases, but we're going to show at what part of the zodiac the moon is moving through the week. And that will give you a good mood indicator. It's like wearing a mood ring, okay? All right, so that's going to do it for the astrology. Let's go over to the tarot table and let's start our reading. So thank you so much for being here. Let's get your angel numbers, Cancer. Let's start off with that. Which one? The one on the side that fell right to the right. Okay. And it's authenticity with 787. So Cancer, this week, be yourself. Pursue your passions. Perfect to do that. The sun's moving into Scorpio as we speak. And show your authentic self. Don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. Yeah, absolutely. And that's part of what you need to let go of this week, is that emotional attachment. Oh, I don't know. What are people going to think? Fuck what they think. And be yourself, because everybody else is already taken. Okay? All right. So pay attention to 787. Spiritual lessons in abundance, if you ask me. So let's get a message from our guides. This message this week is brought to you by the Energy and Spirit Oracle. And it's Goddess of Dreams. Love that. Number 25. Another 7. 5 plus 2 is 7, right? Yeah, right. And it's about vision, intuition, and receptivity. So Cancer, use this. See the moon in the background? Beautiful card. Open up to this. Let's read. Let's read up. So again, perfect time to release and to trust your intuition. So the Goddess of Dreams, also called the Goddess of the Moon, holds out a golden vision of your future. This card heralds a time of great intuitive receptivity for you, Cancer. Your psychic powers are on the rise, and you will be able to receive important guidance about your present energy and future events. Inspiring information and new ideas are yours when you start to connect with this and other spirit guides. Lovely. No matter what you're working on, your ability to open up to the messages of the spirit world will spark your visions of the future and even help you visualize more dynamic outcomes. This is such a fruitful time that all sorts of spontaneous guidance will come in dreams or in flashes of insight. This card could also signal a deep dive into psychic abilities, intuitive healing, or even mediumship. Whether you use your intuitive powers personally or professionally, now is the time to let them thrive. Huge message for all you intuitive Cancers, which is all of you. Okay? So here's the affirmation for you this week. My intuitive powers are truly unlimited. I trust my messages and embrace the beautiful visions of my future. Wow. Be yourself. Hone in on your dream. Trust your intuition and make it happen. All right. Now, let's look at our shadow work for us this week. What do we have? Shadow work. Which one? The top. Okay. So what do we have? Embrace the void. Your true potential is waiting to be discovered. So this is coming out of emptiness and using your creative power. So again, Cancer, being creative, being receptive to creativity, solving situations in more creative ways instead of the same old for you. Okay? All right. Not bad. Let's get the vibe. Let's get the vibe for Cancer. Thank you so much for being here, Cancer. So this is, I would just say, trust your intuition. Trust the visions that come to you, the inspiration, the things you're being drawn to this week are going to be very, very important for you in the year ahead. So pay attention to that, okay? All right, let's get the vibe. All these cards are down except the Judgment card. And this is, don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. So release your judgments of yourself and others. That's a huge theme this week, okay? Now, oh wow. Yeah, because it looks like you're stuck in some sort of perspective here that no longer serves you, Cancer. And it's time to release this. And you intuitively know what it is. Okay? Now, you're taking life way too seriously. It's time to herald in change. It's not time to sit in our shit. This is inspiration. This is getting out of this stuck energy, and it pays off with the Four of Wands. A lot of you Cancers may be redecorating or moving this week, maybe finding a home, maybe feeling more stable at home. Home is a focus. A lot of changes could be going on at home. But being stuck in this doesn't work out for anybody involved. Really, judgment and stuck perspectives, that does not foster growth at all. And kind of stagnates your action too. So it's time to embrace a change here and be receptive to what the universe is asking you to change. I mean, because you have 1, 2, 3 wands right here. I mean, that's change, baby. Okay, yeah, choose wisely this week. Where are you going? What's your perspectives? Where are you going? Base chakra. So we're working out of almost like a fear survival mode. You know, when we don't have to be. We need to be confident, feet on the ground, grounding, and trusting the universe, completing a cycle here. Knowing that you are part of. All right, let's look at relationships. See what's going on with that. So again, this is, changing the way that you look at things, do things, decide things, choose things. Choose the highest and the best for you. Yeah, the moon's out. The moon is out. So is the world again. So could be doing some traveling here also, but uncertainty is the only certainty there is. And you need to regulate this. It's made you very unstable. Recognition and reward. So a lot of you could be completing a cycle where you finally get the recognition you need and the reward you deserve. So this could be by changing the way that you're looking at things, everything opens up for you. When you just be your normal self too, that's a big message. Is be you, your authentic self, not somebody else, or like imposter syndrome. You could be finally coming out of that also, It's difficult. It's really difficult, but trust your intuition. Trust the vision. Maybe it's you changing your vision. There's nothing wrong with that. Visions, they change all the time, but they still bring you the lasting results, okay? All right, mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson, and that means stuck attitudes, stuck life, okay? Maybe you're on your way to changing that. It pays off, absolutely. Abundance. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. So open up to abundance by being your authentic self. We cannot let abundance into our lives, especially relationships and all of that, if we're believing that we're not deserving of it. Again, the Hangman and the Judgment card are serious leans toward you being fixed in a certain way that no longer works for you. So let's get, what's the vibe? It's funny, everyone's just been getting one card. Yeah, masculine energy. Oh, okay. Authority, discipline, and father figure. So a lot of you could be releasing any father issues, father figure issues. You could be simply listening to George Michael, Father Figure, which is a really good song, It's kind of cheesy 80s, but they don't make songs like that anymore. I will be your father figure. I have had enough of pride. Is that like Jacob's tattoo from Twilight? Is that the Wolf Clan tattoo? It's even worse that I would recognize that. You know what I mean? Let's just take in some masculine energy at this time. Want some, get some. That's what I say. Okay? All right, let's get a closing message for you, Cancer, because I've said enough. And and quit being a bitch. I guess that's the best thing we can do here, And don't close yourself off, open up. And it's all about friendship for you this week. What does that say? Focus. There we go. Cherish friendships. They are the harbors for your soul. Yeah. So focus on your friendships. Maybe that's the other thing. Maybe the judgment and the hangman is we're stuck in judgments and certain ways of thinking, and I'm right, you're wrong, and all of that. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. We're all pink inside. You know what I mean? I mean, how else can you say it? Yeah, but friendships are important. Friendships should inspire you. They shouldn't hinder you. And if they hinder you, ixnay. You know what I mean? All right, Cancer, but change the way that you're looking at your life and all of that. It will literally change your course this week, okay? All right, Cancer, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Don't forget, I'm going live Thursday night, and we're doing November tarot readings and astrology for all the signs through the whole month of November. Yummy, yum, yum. Gonna be a long one, so I gotta make sure I rest up. And don't forget the freaking weekends posted on Friday, 10 a.m. Check that out. That's the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading with me, because these are general, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. I got online and in-person extended hours, so let's book a time that works for you. Let's have a chat. All right, Cancer, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Leo, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right. This is where we get the vibe using tarot and astrology. To get the vibes for the week, it's from Wednesday to Tuesday, and the dates for this week are October 22nd all the way to October 28th. So welcome, fellow kings and queens, to your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. Let's get to it. We talk about the astrology first, and then we hit the tarot. So let's do it. Neptune, the planet of inspiration, visions, Stevie Nicks vibe energy, could be also in a veil of illusion over things. Things aren't what they seem. Fantasy, escapism. That's the positive and negatives of Neptune, but it's also about intuition and trusting that in your vision. Okay, it's moving back into the sign it rules, Pisces, and that's good energy. That is really focusing on our spiritual side. So this is a great time, Leo, to become more spiritual, to introduce some more spiritual practices into your life, like deep breathing. Eating healthy is a spiritual practice. More positive mindset, using affirmations, anything like that. Again, opening up to the law of attraction. It's using just your intuition, trusting your intuition, following your gut, listening to your vision, not the voices in your head that say you're not good enough. That's how you can tell the difference between the two. Okay, so it's a good time to release any baggage that doesn't serve us either. And it helps us connect to our higher purpose, all right? Now, the sun moves into Scorpio, so we're moving out of air energy and a focus more on water energy. So at the beginning of the week, this could be very emotional for you. It could be shifting sands as far as what we're feeling, what we're releasing, all of that. So be aware of that, Leo. Be receptive on your heart, heal your heart, let things go. Practice gratitude for that beating heart. Every heartbeat is a thank you. That's the way I look at it. And we are ruled by our hearts, Leo. Okay, so keep that in mind. And we're also in a waxing crescent phase. So this whole week, we're moving through this phase of the moon. And this is growth, building momentum and taking action. That's the big thing, is taking action. All right? So with that being said, that all comes down on the 22nd, today, if you're watching it on Wednesday, and continues through the week. That's the main theme. So what I'm also going to add to the weeklies in the astrology section is letting you know where the moon is, and what sign it's in at the beginning of the week, and what signs it's traveled to the end of the week. And this kind of gives you, it's kind of like a mood indicator, because the moon rules our moods. The moon moves very fast through the signs, and it changes our moods. You can see, like, 1 minute we're like really inspired, and the next minute we're like, You know what I mean? Sometimes that's the way the moon is moving through the zodiac. It spends about 2.5 days through each sign. So on average, it's like 3 signs a week. So this week, the moon is traveling through the signs of Scorpio, which is, again, that emotional intensity. Could be a little much, you know what I mean? Maybe you're just emotional for no reason. Maybe it's a time to kind of settle down, settle in, go within. But it sparks that passion. And as we move from Scorpio into Sagittarius, that, midweek, now we're kind of like adjusting to this energy. Now we're moving forward. Now we're in a good mood. And if you're not in a good mood, you got to change the way that you're thinking about it. That's a very Sagittarian thing to do. And Capricorn, as we finish out the week, is job well done. Making moves, making that momentum and taking action. Okay. So very good. Now let's go to the tarot table and let's start a reading and get our angel numbers. So thank you so much for being here, Leo. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get moving. There it is. With, alignment. Love it. Leo, 111. Love it. Your thoughts are manifesting rapidly, Leo. Trust in divine guidance and stay focused on your goals. Again, don't let them see you sweat. Align with everything that you want. Simply align with it. And that's getting our emotions right. So the moon moving through Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn this week is a perfect indicator, like that 3-step process you need to go through. Release any emotional residual in Scorpio to get your passion back. And then it moves into Sag. You're inspired. You're moving forward. You got the vision. And Capricorn is putting in the hard work. Okay? Very good. All right. I like that, Leo. Let's get a message from your guides. And there it is. With Ascended Masters, number 40. Interesting. Devoted spirits with specific intentions. So what this is all about, Leo, is right now you have divine guidance. I mean, trust in divine guidance. And there are certain spirits that are aligning with this energy for you. Okay? And what you need to do is find out more. So we're going to read in the book. So, countless ascended masters have walked the earth in physical form and are now choosing to work from the energetic realm. This card encourages you, Leo, to investigate the unique energy and knowledge of all the masters, calling on the ones you're drawn to most. This brings to mind 2 specific masters, Hilarion and Saint Germain. Hilarion is the master of detail, intellect, and follow-through. He's saying now is the time to focus on a project that needs finishing. His powers also extend to science, spirit communication, and all forms of discovery. Invite this being to light your way in any of these endeavors. The Count Saint Germain is master of ceremony and specializes in group energy. He helps with family, corporate, or government issues, often bringing resolutions and expanded consciousness to you and to the members of your group. Allow him to bring powerful shifts to your community and to your own initiation. Wow. So the affirmation for this is, I open my heart to my profound connections with the Ascended Masters. I thank them for the enlightened energy and wisdom they bring. So, you've got divine guidance coming in. And it's really telling you to stay focused on your goals, to keep aligning with your vision. Even if it's not here yet, don't get discouraged, but use their wisdom to help propel you forward, okay? Now let's get our shadow. Let's see what's going on here. Maybe it's hidden desires. Your deepest desires hold the seed of your potential. So this is about longing, passion, and feeling fulfilled. So if you want to be, this is a great message because this is Scorpio season. This is about longing and passion. So instead of longing, okay, let's already feel fulfilled. Instead of longing for a relationship, Leo, act like you've already fulfilled from it, that you already have it. we don't want to be in a state of lack. That doesn't put us in alignment. That puts us out of alignment. You see what I'm saying? So align to your desires this week. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Damn. That train whistle is just a blowing. Do you hear that? Dear Lord. All right, let's get... What am I doing? I was going to start the oracles first. Why was I going to do that? Let's get the vibe for this week. I'm just so excited about pulling all these oracles out. We'll get to that. They're nice and shuffled now, so I don't have to do it when we come to them. Let's get to the main vibe, the general feeling of this week for you, Leo. Is that it? Yeah. 2 cards? Yep, that's it. Things are moving fast. Trust your intuition. Allow the divine flow to come in. A lot of inspiration and ideas are yours. Open up to it. Align to it. So bizarre to only have 2 cards come out, but it's saying everything that we've already talked about. Cut and dry. Aries reading was like that too. Very cut and dry. No explanation. Here it is. Trust your intuition. Let go of the need to control. And communicate. Communication is coming in. And things are moving and changing rapidly for you. As soon as you align to it. Wow, that's incredible. Now let's get the oracles. We have one more. Oh, we got 2 more. Okay. All right. We've had plenty of this. Let's not focus on it. Let's not cause it. Let's let go of it. Let's transform that energy. Okay? With a positive attitude, focusing on your success. That's all you need to do. And positive movement forward. Again, the 8 of Wands. Wait, this is the 8 of Pentacles. This is positive movement forward either way. Another 8. Wow. That's aligning. That's moving forward there, kids. That's beautiful. All right. Let's look at relationships and love for this week. This is great energy, guys. This is really great energy. I really like it. So, let's see what it says about relationships. Because there's been this undercurrent of something. And as a Leo, I'm still waiting for it. You know what I mean? And that's probably why we got the 4 of Cups here, is because we're not really looking at the opportunity available to us with relationships, because we're too busy focused on the disruption that relationships have caused. Word. But it's time to release your burdens of the past. It's time to let that go. It's time to change. And there's a huge message about being patient, and divine timing will bring this sacred union in. Again, the whole soulmate thing, that's been going on for a few weeks here. And you're probably like, well, Jeff, where the fuck is my soulmate? It's on its way if you align to it. Again, your thoughts are manifesting rapidly, and this shows rapid movement here. Okay, so let's get some messages of love. Let's see what they have to say. All right, let's see. Decision. It's time for you to decide about this relationship, Leo. Is it time to let it go? Is it time to move forward? Is it time to simply open up to one? That's up to you, okay? It all starts with forgiveness. Forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. Again, cut and dry, telling you exactly what needs to happen this week. I love it. And support. Lean on your inner circle during this time. They may have, again, wisdom for you. Okay? Let's get, what's the vibe? And see what's the vibe. What else did they add to this? Yeah, everyone has been getting 1 card. One card. I think Gemini got 2, of course. But for us Leos, it's antisocial. In your feelings, silent treatment, and feeling left out. Are you doing this on purpose for yourself, for some healing? Or is this where our feels are? Don't feel like you're being left out. You know what I mean? What you're doing right now, Leo, is getting your alignment right, okay? So let's get a closing message for you. So this is, you aligning to what you need and having the faith and the perseverance to keep going forward. No matter what the disruption is, you're still moving forward and you have so much divine guidance with you. Make sure that you are with it. We've got 3 closing messages for you because they're all important. One right after the other. First one is divinity. Again, every moment, focus. Every moment is filled with divinity. Cherish it. Again, cherish that divine nature of yourself and cleansing this week. Cleanse yourself. Cleanse your mind and your spirit. Remove negative energy. That includes shitty relationships too. And last but not least, communication, Leo. And that's a lot of this reading. Effective communication is the bridge to understanding and connection. So, connect. Don't feel antisocial, especially if you want to be social. Connect in some way, shape, or form. It will work for you. Okay? All right, Leo, that is going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm going live Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to be we're going to be doing November's tarot readings. We're going to do the astrology for November. We're going to do your tarot reading for the month of November. So we only do this once a month. And I'm doing it on Thursday. So come and join me. You can watch the replay, of course, but I'd like to have you there, fellow kings and queens. Okay? So, and don't forget, watch the Freakin' Weekend. That's posted on Fridays. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Excellent. I got you covered everywhere. And if you would like a personal reading with me, because these are general, click the link in the description. Leo, it will bring you to my booking page. I have extended hours for in-person and online. So let's see if a date works for you. If you're being pulled to get a reading, I'm your Leo. All right, Leo, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you Thursday. Virgo, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right. This is where we get the tarot vibes and the astrology vibes for the week, and it runs from Wednesday to Tuesday. And the dates for this week are October 22nd all the way to October 28th. So welcome, Virgo. I hope you had a great weekend and hope you are having a great week so far. So let's talk about the astrology that's happening this week. First of all, Neptune, the planet of vision, intuition, inspiration, illusions also, deception of some kind, personal, outside, the veil. The veil needs to be lifted off some things. Neptune's moving back into Pisces. It rules this sign, so it's very strong. So this is a great time, Virgo, to really get in touch with your spiritual side, trusting your intuition, maybe learning a new skill, practicing meditation, something like that. This is you adapting a spiritual philosophy that works for you. And this week can be an excellent time for you to release anything that no longer serves you, and how much lighter you feel with a lightened spirit. Okay? So the sun is moving out of Libra, an air sign, and now moving into a water sign, Scorpio. So this can be intense. This could be an intense shift from mental to feeling. And Scorpios, it's intense. So at the beginning of the week, you can feel like this intensity building. Try to calm your storm and use that to ignite your passion and move towards your passions this week. All right. So that could be a little bit, agitated, maybe just going within, but boom, by midweek it changes. And then we have the waxing crescent phase for the moon. So this is all about growth, momentum, and taking action. So there's no more sitting around and being stagnant. It's really getting the initiative to start moving. Now, another bit of information I'm going to start adding to the readings is giving you a detailed view of where the moon is at the start of the week and where it is at the end of the week as far as sign influences. Because the moon moves through the signs 2.5 days. So 2 days, 2.5 days, it moves very fast. And that's why the moon rules our moods. That's where mood comes from, is the moon. Because the moon regulates, or influences, I should say, our moods. And they change from day to day. We're just not in one solid mood all week. Well, some of you Virgos are, but the most of us are not. So, with the moon this week, we're starting off in Scorpio. So again, there's that intense emotional energy. It can be a little, it could either pull you back in to kind of like sink in the couch, like I did on Monday. That energy is coming in, and instead of doing all this stuff, it's my only day off. I decided to make chicken soup and just, chill. It was like a cold, rainy day. It was perfect to just take care of me. But now, as the week progresses, I'm ready for some movement here. And it makes sense because as the week progresses, we get into more the weekend vibe with Sagittarius. Perfect. Because that's let's get out, let's have some fun, let's keep it in high spirits, okay? And then we get towards the end of the week and it's more serious with Capricorn being job well done, or really putting our focus on getting some things done. Again, it's that momentum. It's building momentum. Okay, so that's going to do it for the astrology. Let's go over to the tarot table and start our reading with our angel numbers. So thank you so much for being here, Virgo. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get, our angel numbers. And it's all about reflection this week with 987. So Virgo, look inward and evaluate your actions. Embrace introspection and self-reflection for your own development. Right. Very good. Reflection is a good thing. And I'll tell you why. It's because it gives us that discernment to kind of like check ourselves, check our energy, check our vibe. You know what I'm saying? So let's get, and I like that for you, let's get a message from your guides. Ooh, there they are right there. And see what they have to say. And it's number 28 with ancestors. This is from the Energy and Spirit Oracle. Historical connections and purposes. So I'm getting the message for a lot of you Virgos that you are having past loved ones come in and kind of guide you and help you reflect. Maybe you're reflecting on them and they respond. Okay? Interesting. Let's read up on it. Number 28. Wonder if you've been feeling that, Virgo. Let us know in the comments. I'd be interested. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say. Okay, this card shows, Virgo, that you are entering a phase of deeper connection and greater activity with all your ancestors. They include different types, from your family and your culture to the clubs, organizations you belong to, and even the callings you follow. Your ancestors are always with you, Virgo, and this card marks the beginning of a special time with them. If you're focusing on your home life, your family ancestors will support you. If your attention is turned toward certain groups or societies, the ancestors with those affiliations will participate also. And if it's now time to work on a specific purpose, well, Virgo, those who have preceded in you in pursuing similar purposes will now bring you their guidance and help. Wow. These are the ancestors of your heart, and they care for you as much as the forebears within your family. Be sure to call on them and forge a personal connection, for they will open a world of information that is timeless for you. Wow. So really connecting with your past, reflecting, which helps take action and growth. That's beautiful. So your affirmation this week is, the loving energy of my ancestors brings healing and guidance to my life. We connect at a soul level, and I am very blessed. Wow. That is beautiful. So you may be reminiscing about the past. being very grateful for your ancestors that have come through, family members. Maybe you're working on a family tree, you know, that kind of thing, or looking into your family history. Interesting. Or you're building your family, okay? Now let's get our shadow card. Unmasking truth. The eye sees only what the mind is prepared to know. So again, this is self-examining and coming up with revelations. So there's a lot of inward energy going on here. Going inward, reflecting, getting that perspective you need. Wow. Powerful message. All right, let's get the energy for the week for you, Virgo. Let's see what we have. This is a very introspective week. Good. Good. It'll connect you spiritually with your intuition. Wow, Ten of Swords is already out there. So that's a big payoff of getting out of negative energy. Wow. All right. What do we got? Wow. All right, let's put this over here like that. Okay. Whew, it's time. Yeah. This is beautiful. All right, Virgo. Again, the Six of Cups, reminiscing about the past. So you may be reflecting on your past. There's a lot going on here. Some of it has made you very defensive, and I think maybe that's what you're realizing in all of this, okay? And you're releasing that defensiveness. The Ten of Swords says, yes, you're getting rid of this negative mindset that you've been carrying with you for a while, okay? Again, the eye only sees what the mind is prepared to know, and I think this is the message. The Page of Swords is a message coming in. You could also be thinking about going back to school. Again, it's revisiting something here. But it shows victory and success in whatever you're going to do this week. And it's time. So this is the time to do it. Okay? You're being directed in that way. Man, there's so much sunshine coming through the... Like one hand is tan and the other is white. You see that? Really, I'm tan. But that sunlight is just coming through the window. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, for the light. And look at that. Sunlight with the sun. Focusing on victory and success, overcoming these obstacles and challenges. And I think for a lot of you, that's what you're doing. You're closing a cycle here of I've been through it all and I'm proud of myself and I'm still not done. I plan on still slaying some more. I've just begun slaying. And it looks like you're going within to slay your demons. This is a great reading. Very positive. Let's look at relationships. But it's letting go of something in the past. And it's like your ancestors, your family members are here to say, you know, let's do this. We got you. You don't have to do this alone, you know. Is that it? Yeah, those just came out like that. Yeah, indecision. It's time to decide, especially about relationships. You're not stuck. It's your perspective. You deserve better. So maybe that's some guidance for you. But act as if. Allow it to come into your existence. And the Emperor is taking action, and it's also empowering yourself. Big time, Virgo. That's beautiful. Because we're getting out of this stuck energy that's created the obstacles and the challenges. And I think reflecting for you this week really opens you up to realizing that you are the obstacle, okay? So let's get some messages of love. So it's time to decide to open up about a relationship. There's no doubt about it. Okay, messages of love. Time alone, retreat. Time alone or in nature will help you recharge. So maybe you need to get out and ground. While the weather's still kind of decent, get out there, plant your feet in the ground, enjoy the comfort that it brings and obstacles. Unhealed wounds are blocking forward movement. This has something definitely to do with your past, and you're going to be letting that go. How liberating would that feel, Virgo? Okay, let's get, what's the vibe? And see what we have to add to that. Everyone has only been getting one card. Wow, look at that, Virgo. Running. escape, denial, and excuses. No more. It's time to deal with this. That's it. Also, for some of you, there could be some travel involved this week, so just be open to that. Let's get a closing message for you and see what we have. We got a couple. Excellent. Wow. Yeah, like I said, focus on spiritual practices, universal wisdom. The universe is full of wisdom. Seek its guidance. Again, call on your ancestors, your guides, everybody to come in and help you and to be guided. This is opening up to it. This is beautiful energy. And meditation. Again, huge message about reflection. So this is a time to calm yourself, okay? Discipline also. Meditation connects you to your inner self, and that's where you're going. You're on a journey this week, Virgo, and it's going within, okay? So make sure that you actually do some meditations on my channel here. I've got plenty for you to do that will align your chakras, help you let go of some of these issues, or just balance yourself, or just feel good, okay? So again, there's a huge message about going within and finding the answers that you need and being inspired to finally move forward. It's time, Virgo. Okay? All right, that's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I go live Thursday nights, and this Thursday, tomorrow at 7 p.m., I'm doing November tarot readings for all the signs, including yours. So we're going to talk about the astrology for the month. Then we're going to hit everybody's tarot message for the month. We only do it once for, the month ahead. So this is giving you plenty of time to see exactly what's ahead for you in November. It's pretty exciting. So be there. You could also watch it on the replay too. I won't be offended. Yes, I will. All right. The freaking weekend is posted on Fridays. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday too. I got you covered there. And if you would like a reading with me, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. I have extended hours for in-person and online. Let's get together. Let's set a time and have a little chat between me and you, Virgo. Enjoy your week. Go within. The answers are there. You will be surprised what you uncover. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Libra, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right, where we get the vibe with astrology and tarot for Wednesday to Tuesday. And this Midweek Reset is for the dates October 22nd all the way to October 28th. So welcome, Libra. Hope you had a good Libra season, because as of today, October 22nd, it's over. I hope it was a good run for you, but you could still be on the cusp. So happy birthday. Maybe your birthday was yesterday on the 20th, the 21st, but now the sun has moved into Scorpio. So we get this transition of coming out of air into water. So at the beginning of the week, this could be a time where things are a little bit more volatile, a little moody, watery, emotional. We could be having some emotional upsets or things coming up to the surface that we need to let go of. It's a perfect time to do that also, because on the same day, Neptune, the planet of illusion, intuition, inspiration, divine intervention, all of it is moving back into the sign it rules, Pisces. So this is a good time to trust your intuition, to let things go. Emotional baggage, big time. Perfect week to do it, okay? And not only that, we are in a waxing crescent phase right now, and we're going to be like this for the whole week. So it's about growth, momentum, and taking action, okay? So now that we got that out of the way, the sun moves into Scorpio. So another thing I'm going to be adding on to, you know what, Libra, I just realized I never put up, there we are. I never put up your logo. And it's all new and bright and shiny, damn it. All right, anyway, here we are, Libra. Happy birthday. Or hope it was a good season. So anyway, what I'm going to start doing now, along with the weeklies, is letting you know where the moon is at the beginning of the week and how it's going to travel through to the end of the week, from Wednesday to Tuesday. So for this week, the moon is going to be in Scorpio. Okay. And again, that adds to that mood, because moods are from the moon, because the moon travels through signs so fast, about 2.5 days, that it alters the way that it's like the ebb and flow. It's like the tides almost, but on an emotional scale for us, because the moon rules our emotions. See how that all fits and works? Nice little package. Okay. So it starts off in Scorpio, where again, it adds to that emotional bubbling up to the surface, the dark becoming to the light almost. And then it moves into Sagittarius. So around about, the weekend, we get into this, a good time, a good feel, we're going and doing things maybe this weekend. Okay. And towards the end of the week, it's more back to the grindstone, because it's moving into Capricorn. So you see how when it travels through this portion of the week, how we can get a good idea where the mood's going to be for the beginning, the middle, and the end of the week. Pretty cool, So, all right, let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for this week. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get your angel numbers. Boom. Self-care with number 789. Practice self-care, Libra. Ensure you're getting enough rest and engaging in activities that bring joy into your life. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, the focus with 789 is self-care. It's so important, and it's one of the first things we neglect. Okay? Now, let's get a message from your guides. This is from the Energy and Spirit Oracle. Ooh. Does that one want to come out? Yeah. Number 23, Thought Vibrations. Resonant choices and signature signals. So, let's read up on it. Like a satellite in space, your mind is sending and receiving signals in every direction, Libra. The vibrations of your thoughts and beliefs never cease projecting and receiving. This is a very real energetic influence on what you attract and manifest, a powerful force in your present and future happiness. It's easy to say that our cognitive patterns create your reality, but how much do you really think about your ongoing thought process? This card is telling you that you now have the power to bring much more positivity and self-love into your life. Interesting, self-care, self-love, into your thinking. In fact, your mental power is growing more than ever. Consciously send out clear and attractive signatures, and the world will return your loving messages to you. So that's all about vibration, folks. So the affirmation for you this week, Libra, is I always have power over my thoughts. I release negative thinking and choose to trust in my resourcefulness and to have faith in my soul. That is a tight affirmation. Go back and listen to that. Write it down. Speak its truth. Now, speaking of truth, let's get our shadow oracles, shall we? This is going to let us know how we get through this week. And we don't need 4 of them. We just need 1 or 2. Okay, saying 3. All right, shadow alchemy for the first one. Turn shadows into gold by shifting your awareness. This is about empowerment and rebirth. Okay? Self-reflection, self-care, self-love, self-reflection. Looking inward helps you to see what to improve to make better choices. So this is being aware and making improvements and limiting beliefs. Yeah, absolutely. Ultimately, you become what you believe. This is about mindset and self-realization. There's a lot of self. It's time to work on you, Libra. All right? Now, let's get the vibe for this week. Absolutely. Wow, lots of self-care, self-love, self-reflection, self-realization. Wow. Self-awareness. You know, a lot of people lack that these days. That's part of our problem. All right, let's get the vibe. Is that it? Well, it is. 3 cards. 3 card stud. Why, thank you. All right, so, interesting. Libra, it's time to take down the walls with the 9 of Wands. There's a message here of you being resilient, too. So you really have to listen to what you are being told today. Releasing your judgments. Not thinking of everyone else is what everyone else is thinking too. It's just setting yourself free. And you do it by taking down your walls and empowering yourself this week. So pay attention to that. All right? Get rid of the self-limiting beliefs by doing some self-reflection and empowering yourself by just taking care of yourself, nurturing you with positive energy instead of being around negative energy or being in that negative mindset. Change that. You don't need to sit in it, okay? Let's get some oracles. There they are. Thank you. Yeah, working on shadow. Of course, there's 3 cards here to be working on. So yeah, so it's telling you to pay attention to this, okay? Using your inner wisdom and having faith in the process here. That's all. And memories of love. This is twofold meaning here. Number 1, love is all around you, okay? And this could be releasing stuff from your childhood. Again, doing the self-reflection, taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Interesting. Okay. Let's look at relationships. Yeah, taking care of you and really going in and changing your thoughts and your vibration to attract more of the things that you desire in life because you're deserving of it, just like everybody else. What do I keep? You take those, you leave these. Okay. Really? This? Yeah. Okay. Never second guess your intuition. I'm telling you guys, I've learned that so much, unfortunately, over the years. Yeah, the Judgment card is out again. So release yourself of judgments of your relationships, all of that stuff, and get rid of the negative mindset. You are worthy of a beautiful relationship. Okay? It's time to set yourself free from that. Really. It's time to speak your truth. Cut all cords from the past. Again, this could be bringing up the past and you're finally taking care of it. You're ready. You're ready for a relationship. Then we change here. Messages coming in. Okay? The 4 of Wands. This is beautiful right here. Maybe some of you are ready to get married. Okay? And definitely opening up to a stable relationship. That's 2 10s right there. And look at that. I had that right on the pile. Success, completion, and payoff. Good. You're moving towards that, especially when it comes to relationships, letting go of old ones finally. Good for you. But change, that's everlasting in relationships because you are taking care of yourself first. Okay? Interesting. Let's get some messages of love. Meow. What do I keep? These, okay? All right, so let's see. We might have some time apart. Some distance will help bring clarity, like focus. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you're at a distance right now, and we're working on getting back together. Like I said, something from the past. And fate, this is a destined partnership. Again, the 10 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands reinforce that, and you're ready for that kind of relationship. And vulnerability. You can be completely open with this person. And vulnerability is hot as fuck these days. Because everyone's got walls and everything built up. No need for it, okay? All right, let's get, what's the vibe? Jesus. What's the vibe? I'll tell you what the vibe is. Release your judgments of yourself and others. Let down your walls. Take down your walls brick by brick and open up. And it pays off like fast, Libra, fast. Everyone is just getting one of these cards. I think there's one sign that got 2 cards. But everyone for what's the vibe this week? 1 card. And it's this. Cutting ties. Yep. Gaining some freedom, standing up for yourself and awakening. Oh boy. The dragon is awake. Don't wake the dragon. Okay, let's get a closing message for you. Closing message for Libra. What do we got? What do we have for you, dear Libra? Oh, there it is right there. It flipped really weird, too. Okay, and it's prayer. Prayer is a dialogue with the universe. Express your wishes. So, like that King of Swords in the reading, tell the universe what you want. It's time to act on it. And time to know that you're deserving of it, all right? Okay, Libra, that is going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, Thursday, I'm going live at 7 p.m., and we are doing the tarot and astrology for November for all signs. So find out what's going on for November for you. Absolutely. So save the date, okay? And yeah, it's tomorrow. And don't forget, freaking weekend is Friday, 10 a.m. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading with me, because these are general, not bad, click the link in the description. It'll bring you to my booking page. In person or online, I got extended hours for both. So let's set a time together and have a little chit chat. All right, Libra, you had a great season. Let's move forward. Let's balance things out. And let's tell the universe exactly what we want, because we're deserving of it. Put out that signal. All right, Libra, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Scorpio, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right, where we get the tarot and astrology for Wednesday all the way to Tuesday. And the dates for this week is October 22nd all the way to October 28th. So welcome, Scorpio. Happy birthday. It's your season today, October 22nd. The sun moves into your sign. So we move out of an air sign, mental, thinking, communicating, into a water sign, emotional, passionate, boiling up to the surface if enough heat gets to it. You know what I mean? If it heats it up. So things may be heated, but this is your season. You know how you run. A little hot. Like a fire sign, but not so much. You know what I mean? In a different context, I would say. But on the same day, Neptune is moving back into Pisces. So this is a good time to get in touch with our spirituality. If you want to get passionate about something, it's maybe doing some spiritual work or self-discipline, anything of that sort. It's trusting your intuition, learning about trusting your intuition, going with your gut feeling and differentiating between your mind, which will always say you're not good enough and talk you out of it, and fear, and the heart will guide you and open you. And when you learn to use both, the difference between the both of those, magic starts to happen for you. Always trust your intuition. And I'm sure you've had plenty examples of when you didn't trust your intuition and you should have, you know what I mean? And vice versa. So remember that, okay? So also, we are in a waxing crescent phase. So what this is all about is growth, momentum, and taking action. So with that being said, it's not a time to sit around. It's time to make things happen, all right? Now, another little thing I'm going to be adding for the info of the week is where the moon is during the week, Wednesday to Tuesday. So the moon moves very fast through the signs, and that's what creates our moods. Mood is from moon, and the moon regulates our emotions. So when the moon changes signs, it's going to take on different flavors. So for this week, The moon starts off in Scorpio at the beginning of the week for us. And that's at the intense emotional upbringing. Something is coming up to the surface, boiling up to the surface. Or it could be you releasing stuff, because Neptune back in Pisces gives you another chance to do that, okay? And then it moves into Sagittarius around the weekend time. So, perfect. Now we're in a good mood. Now we've kind of settled into this energy. We're passionate about it, Sagittarius is a fire sign, so things are moving. Maybe you're doing some traveling this weekend. And then we close off at the week with Capricorn, which is getting back to work, structure, Monday, okay? All right, so that is going to do it for the astrology. Let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers to start off the reading. Thank you so much for being here, Scorpio. Ooh. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You know the rules. The courtesies, I should say. The rules are, there are no rules. All right, rules are, there are no rules. It's all about 2, 3, 4, and it's about growth. Nice. So, Scorpio, you're experiencing growth and expansion in all areas of your life. You are on the right path and moving towards greater fulfillment and success. Wonderful. Keep that momentum up. Growth, growth. So good. Step into this season with some momentum, okay? Perfect. Now let's get a message from your guides. And this is from the Energy and Spirit Oracle. Let's see what message they have for us, Scorpio, this week. And it's this one. Love that. Oh, it reminds me of summer. Number 37, creation. She's watering some daisies. Soul expression and something new. Scorpio, let's read up on that. Let's read about it. This card heralds exciting new creative beginnings. From business plans to personal projects or family matters, your soul is longing for you to create something new. This can include expanding your family. If you've been thinking about having a baby or adopting a child, this would be a prosperous time too. There may even be a new romantic relationship in store for you, single, if possibly, and maybe possibly someone who already has children. Consider any action needed and invoke the assistance of all your loving angels and guides. This is also a good time for putting your creative ideas into work or personal projects. If you've always had a penchant for some form of artistry, make sure you prioritize that endeavor now. Whether you're an artist, writer, composer, chef, or fashion designer, let yourself engage in those activities with abandon. If you've been thinking about starting a new business, it's time to focus on your efforts on that. Whatever the project, plant the seeds of your creative energy now and enjoy the growth of something new. So your affirmation this week is, great creativity is blossoming in my life. I am open to new ideas and actions that expand my soul's expression in the world. All right. So you are creating something here. Growth. You're feeding it, which fosters growth. And it's all over this reading. Wow. All right. Let's take a look at our Shadow Oracle cards. So what you are creating is also growing. Okay, bringing you closer to that blossoming stage. Now, the shadow work we need to work on is arrogance. Focus. Not seeing flaws hinders growth. And look, again, the word growth. No limits to learn and improve. So this is about humility, awareness, and, you've guessed it, growth. It's all over this reading. So maybe your attitude needs to change a little bit. Maybe you're being arrogant. I've done all my growing. I don't need any work. I don't need I don't need to do any work. I've done it. Oh boy. You won't be creating anything new, So let's get the vibe for you, Scorpio. Let's see what's up. But how many times has growth come up in this reading? Unbelievable. All right, whoa. We had some cards fly, I believe. All right, what else? Because these cards went all over the place. What's going on with you? There's something going on. Where'd that card go? Is that it? Yep, just 3. Interesting. This is good. This is really good. All right, Page of Pentacles. Feet on the ground. You get an opportunity coming in. Queen of Cups, the energy for the week basically is go with the flow. Trust your intuition. Work on identifying that. You know what I'm saying? And the Four of Wands is celebrating. You could have an opportunity to move, maybe. Maybe that's part of the growth process that we're talking about this week. Maybe an opportunity to move with your job or something like that. Interesting. All right, let's get some oracles. And see what else they have for us. This is actually pretty good. Four of Wands is things coming into harmony if you just go with the flow and be practical about it. You know, that's the thing, Scorpio. You get this attitude. Is that the best way to describe it? All right, yeah, crown chakra. Again, go with the flow. Allow the universe to guide you. Ace of Cups, love begins. Yes, so again, a relationship coming in. That's what the creation card said. And it's also a good relationship with yourself, which promotes growth and material harvest with the Nine of Pentacles. So this is reaping the rewards, knowing that you're worthy of it, just going with it, growing and knowing and not being arrogant. All right, let's look at relationships because the Four of Wands is out, Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups. Yeah. It's all over this reading, I think. That's part of your growth. Knight of Pentacles brings in an offer. Ooh. Keep them? Yeah. Big focus on relationships. Big time. Big focus, big time. Okay. Yeah. Your thoughts are deceiving you. It's kind of creating anxiety. Maybe somebody that is doing that around you. Let's get out of that. The Five of Swords shows a winning attitude. You need to take that. You know what I'm saying? Do it. We have knights out here, so this is action. Maybe messages coming in, you taking action, and offers as well. Interesting. And putting in the work. Again, focusing on what you're creating, especially when it comes to relationships. This is very advantageous because then we have the Three of Cups and the Nine of Cups. This is celebrating wish fulfillment. This is good. So relationships pay off here. When we get rid of this mental chicanery going on here, could be letting go of a relationship that, you know, like a narcissistic relationship, I guess. Manipulative, I could say. Maybe you're just doing that to yourself, but this looks good all around for existing relationships and new ones. All right, let's get some messages of love. Interesting. Yeah, that Knight of Pentacles really enforces this one, okay? And this is apology. You can expect the apology you want to hear. So, you may be getting a message of some sort about an apology. Maybe you're doing the apology with the Knight of Swords. I see that. Either way, it works. Passion. Try something you've never done before. Like apologize. All right, let's get, what's the vibe? So yeah, stepping out of your comfort zone will be good. Not being arrogant and, well, I'm not apologizing. Yeah. Like, check that out. Like, what's this all about? Let's start Scorpio season with psychopath. Abusive, conniving, unpredictable. Again, so that could be describing your behavior or the person you're dealing with, but also this gets either thrown out to the wayside or something gets resolved here. But if you're dealing with this kind of energy, there's only one thing to do. Head for the hills. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get cosmic energy, our closing message for you. Let's see what we have for you, Scorpio. Happy birthday for you, Cuspies. Okay. And it's simple and clear. Meditation. Meditation connects you, focus, to your inner self. And this will promote growth also. Okay, so there's a big message about that. With Neptune going into Pisces, it's a very good time to embrace your spirituality. You have no problem doing that, Scorpio. You love that kind of stuff, the mystery, you know. So embrace it, okay? And yeah, that is going to do it for your weekly. That's right. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, Thursdays I go live, and tomorrow at 7 p.m., I'm doing the astrology and tarot readings for all signs for November. So we're getting a monthly tarot reading with the astrology forecast for the whole month. Perfect. Hope you're going to be there. And you can watch it on the replay. The freaking weekend is posted on Fridays at 10 a.m. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading with me, because these are general, click the link in the description. It'll bring you to my booking page in person or online. I got extended hours for you. So Scorpio, happy birthday. It is your season. Celebrate. And I will see you Thursday. Sagittarius, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right, where we get the tarot vibes and the astrology vibe for a Wednesday all the way to Tuesday. And for this week, the dates are October 22nd all the way to October 28th. So welcome, Sag. Hope you are having a great week. Hope you had a great weekend. So let's talk about the astrological weather for this week, shall we? First of all, Neptune, the planet of vision, intuition, inspiration, fantasy, but could also mean delusion and illusions, a fog over things, otherworldly. Also can go as far as addictions, but it's inspirational, it's spiritual. Is moving into the sign it rules, Pisces, for I think the final time maybe. And it's giving you a chance to release some baggage. It's also giving you a chance to connect with your spiritual side. We have our physical, we have our mental, and we always, in some way, shape, or form, leave out the spiritual. And that makes that trifecta, okay? You can't have one without the other. It's a good time to trust your intuition, to meditate, to maybe learn a new spiritual practice. You're always learning something, Sag. Research, look it up. Do your due diligence, but open up to your spiritual side. And it can take on many different forms. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's what feels right to you, for you, because it's your life, okay? So excellent time to do that and release some baggage, of course. And then the sun on the same day moves into Scorpio. So we're moving out of an air sign into a water sign. And sometimes that could be a little turbulent. You know, it's kind of like just diving right into the water. We don't know what we're getting into. It's dark, it's cold, it's a little scary. And we come up to the top like, you know what I mean? So that's how this energy can feel, moving from one energy source to another. You see what I'm saying? I mean, form. So beginning of the week could be a little emotional, maybe a little going within. Just weird. I mean, Scorpio signals the time of spooky season. So, and then we have our moon phase for the whole week is the waxing crescent. And this is about growth, it's momentum, and it's taking action. It's not settling down, you know, like the waning phases are. This is waxing. We're building momentum towards the full moon. Okay. So another thing I'm going to be adding in each week is letting you know where the moon starts at the time of our forecast to the end, so you can understand how the moon regulates our moods. Mood is derived from moon because the moon moves fast through the signs, about 2.5 days each. So it moves very quickly through the zodiac. And that is like the ebb and flow of the tides. And for us humans and other things on the planet, it is more emotional for us. So it takes us through this ebb and flow. So this week, when we start the week off, the moon is also in Scorpio. So we've got this intensity, this emotional release of some kind, or emotional situations happening in our lives. And then as the week progresses, getting towards the weekend, the moon moves into Sagittarius, so it's a lighter, kind of more motivating, moving energy. A lot of people could be moving. A lot of people could be going out and doing things. And then towards the end of the week, it's back to work, back to structure with the moon in Capricorn. Very matter-of-fact kind of emotions, okay? So what a whirlwind each week seems to be. And that's because of the moon's movement through the signs. So that's going to do it for the astrology. Let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for you this week. Sag, thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's do it. 454 with changes. Embrace change and take courageous steps to unlock opportunities for personal growth and spiritual transformation. Changes, turn and face the strange. Changes. Embrace them bitches with both hands. Time may change me, but I can't wait. Change time. Something like that. Let's get a message from your guides. Enough of your awful singing, Jeff. Well, I'm just fucking around, but trust me, I sing real good. All right, let's get... Ooh, it's Goddess of Dreams. Oh, okay. Number 25 with vision, intuition, and receptivity. Excellent. Perfect time to do that. Rolling with the changes, okay? Personal growth and spiritual transformation. It's all there, kids. It's all there. Let's read up on it. Number 25. The Goddess of Dreams, also called the Goddess of the Moon, holds out a golden vision of your future. This card heralds a time of great intuitive receptivity for you. Your psychic powers are on the rise, and you will be able to receive important guidance about your present energy and future events. Inspiring information and new ideas are yours when you start to connect with this and other spirit guides. No matter what you're working on, your ability to open up to the messages of the spirit world will spark your visions of the future and even help you visualize more dynamic outcomes. This is such a fruitful time that all sorts of spontaneous guidance will come in dreams or in flashes of insight. And this card could also signal a deep dive into psychic powers, intuitive healing, or mediumship. Whether you use your intuitive powers personally or professionally, now is the time to let them thrive. Damn, Sag. Perfect. So your affirmation for this week is, my intuitive powers are truly unlimited. I trust my messages and embrace the beautiful visions of my future. Fuck, that is grade A fancy sauce right there. You know what I'm saying? Excellent. So hold that vision in your mind. Trust your intuition. Work on it. You got to develop it. It's like muscle memory. Okay? So let's get a Shadow Oracle card. And it's Sacred Boundaries. So boundaries are important. Maybe you don't put up boundaries. Respecting and honoring your limits sets you free. So this is being assertive and self-care. Okay? Very good. That helps the receptivity. That helps your spiritual and personal growth. Perfect. All right. Let's get the vibe for you. My lovely Sagittarius. Wonderful Sagittarius. Okay. Oh, that's it. Seems like there's a pattern going on with the later readings. Everyone's getting 3 or 4 cards. All right. Lots of nurturing energy here. Okay, good. Actually, it's fantastic. Okay. First thing, 7 of Wands. Stand your ground. Protect your energy. People always want to bring you down. Don't let them. Again, putting up boundaries. Very important. Only surround yourself with energy that facilitates your growth and doesn't hinder it. Okay? Knowing that you're worthy of it. nurturing that part of yourself. The King and the Queen of Cups are out together. Very rare, 0.02% chance that could happen. And when it does, this is something about a significant relationship for some of you. So pay attention to that. Maybe it's nurturing that, but it's two people. Maybe you got to stand your ground. Maybe you have to put up boundaries with this person, even though you don't want to. Okay? Or maybe that's just with yourself. Again, take it how it fits for you. But definitely boundaries. Not walls, boundaries. Okay. Let's look a little deeper. Let's look a little deeper, Sagittarius. Moving on. Good. Moving on, especially from emotional loss. Good, because we've been talking about that the last few weeks, and these changes you'll definitely start to see in all of your relationships. So I like that. I like that. It's not grim at all. Okay, so let's get a look at love and relationships and all of that. Okay, a little wonky here. Again, so what's going on with this significant relationship? Are you failing to nurture it? Are you failing to put up healthy boundaries just for the sake of having somebody? It's a question you may have to ask yourself. Energy must reciprocate. It must be a balanced energy. So maybe that's what it is that you give too much, or it's an unbalanced kind of thing. Learn a new skill. Put the work into it, of course. And Queen of Wands, opening up to a change. Lots of nurturing energy with 3 queens. So nurturing yourself. Promoting that personal growth and spiritual transformation. All right, let's get messages of love. I gotta stop slamming those cards on this glass. I keep forgetting it's a glass counter. And I just smack them. If you're wearing headphones or earbuds, that's gotta hurt. I apologize in advance. All right, let's get messages of love. All right, children. Children are important to this partnership. So, again, maybe this is what all this nurturing energy is about, is maybe you have to set up boundaries with your kids or something like that, but this definitely has an influence on children and relationship of and regret. Someone feels remorse for the way that they treated you. So, you might be getting an apology. Again, maybe this energy kind of evens out. True love. This love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. Good. Good. And that's supported here by the King and Queen of Cups out there. It's always a significant relationship. So maybe it's just changing in the way that, is it a give and take? Do you give more? It seems like you try to satiate the problem instead of try to face it. You know what I mean? So just be aware of that. That may be for some of you. But hold the vision in your mind, because this love, it's the trifecta. It's what you want. Emotional, physical, and unconditional. All right, Sag. This might be a problem. Salty, bitter, angry, and being petty. Well, that ain't going to get you an unconditional love at all. That's going to create some problems, okay? Maybe that's what you're salty about. And then this person feels the remorse for the way that they treated you. It seems like a conversation has to be had, but you're feeling antisocial. Of course, you're going to pull away. You're in your feelings, silent treatment, feeling left out. So let go of the emotional whatever and work on that. You see what I'm saying? Move more towards harmony. Now, let's get a closing message for you and see what's up. Keep that vision. Make some changes. Maybe what worked before doesn't work now. And you may be finally realizing that, because it takes a Sagittarius quite a while to assimilate, to change, even though they are moving towards it. Especially if they know they're wrong. They're going to hold on to that. Look at it. As I talk more shit about it, I can't close the reading out with one message. Okay, there it is. And it's gratitude. There we go. Gratitude. Love that. Be grateful for every moment. Keep a heart of gratitude. That'll take care of that saltiness that you've been feeling lately. So again, use this energy to kind of let this stuff go and move forward in your relationships because they're significant to you and you know it. All right, Sag, that's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I go live every Thursday. So I'm going live Thursday, tomorrow at 7, and we're doing the November tarot readings for all the signs with the astrology of the month. Man, fantastic. Can't wait to see what's going on in November. Your season. Ooh. Let's make a date of it, shall we? So be there. You could also watch it on the replay. And don't forget, watch the freaking weekend. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's posted Fridays at 10 a.m. And if you would like a personal reading with me, well, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. In person or online, I got you covered. I got extended hours for that too. So let's get a birthday reading. You know, it's coming up soon. Why not? You're worth it. All right, Sag, have a great week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Capricorn, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right, where we get the vibe for tarot and astrology for Wednesday all the way to Tuesday, and the dates are October 22nd all the way to the 28th. So welcome, Capricorn. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope your week is going good so far. Let's talk about the astrology this week, shall we? So the vibes are very simple. We got some energy shifts to talk about, and it's all happening in one day. So let's get to it. Neptune, the planet of vision, intuition, spirituality, also can be illusions, dreams, all of that Stevie Nicks kind of vibe, you know, spooky, is going back into the sign it rules, Pisces. So this gives you an excellent retry at letting go of some shit, okay? That's basically the way I can describe it. But it's also a great time for us to get very, very, very in tune with how we feel, our intuition, taking up a spiritual practice, becoming more spiritual in our lives. That's so important at this time for you. Excellent time to do that, letting things go, becoming more spiritual, meditating, learning a new spiritual practice, something of that sort, okay? And then on the same day, the sun is moving out of Libra and moving into Scorpio. So we're moving from an air sign to a water sign. So at the beginning of the week, it could be a little odd, be a little out of place. Just want to kind of crawl under a rock somewhere and just kind of be by yourself. Maybe like that. Emotions coming up to the surface. Scorpio can be very passionate, very expressive, very obsessive almost. So anxiety could be a little bit up at the beginning of the week. And we are in a waxing crescent phase. So, and this is all week. So this is about growth, momentum, and taking action. So it's not about going and crawling and escaping somewhere. It's taking action and moving forward. We're growing in light towards the full moon. Okay, so let's go to the tarot table. All right, so let's get your angel numbers, Capricorn. And see what we got for you this week. There it is. Let's see. And it's authenticity with 787. Okay, be yourself. Pursue your passions and show your authentic self. Don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. Okay, just be you. Everybody else is already taken, so you might as well be you. Okay, now, good message. Let's get a message from your guides, and let's see what we have for you. What do they want us to know? There it is. And let's see what it is, and it's a personal guide, number 38. So this is letting you know that you have two guides working for you right now. Your guardian angel that keeps you safe, and part of your spirit family that's working through you. Call on them both to get you through this week, what you're doing this week. You know what I mean? Like if you need guidance, again, this is going within, maybe doing a meditation of meeting your spirit guides. Very, very spiritual energy here is know that you are being guided and that you're not alone in this. Ask for help and you shall receive it. Okay? Now, let's get your shadow work card. So, number 38, we got 787. And this is showing that you have personal guides for things that you want to do, like in your career, your finances, you know, your relationships. They will guide you. Ask. They're kind of just chain smoking in the break room, you know. Give them something to do. All right. So, confront fears. Yeah, look at that. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. This is about being brave. This is about healing and confronting your fears, and it's reclaiming your power over them. And your spirit guides, your personal guides, are here to help. Okay? So you can step into this momentum. You can gain momentum for November. All right? Let's start the reading. I almost grabbed the messages of love. I'm like, you're not that far, dude. You know? Hold on to your hats. Maybe we needed to get to messages of love. We'll get there. All right, Capricorn, let's get the vibe for you this week. What do we have? Ooh, Jesus, that almost started on fire. Wow. That would be a first. Okay. Interesting. This is a big deal, whatever it is. What are you doing? Yeah, that way. All right. Let's not be tempted to focus on the imbalance of things. It's really a time to let go of your negative thoughts that are stopping you. You know, it's keeping, again, the fears, confronting that. That's what's got to tip the scales in your favor. Speaking your truth, cutting your cords, all of that, and just focusing on harmony. Again, focusing on your authentic self and pursuing your passions. It's momentum. It's not sitting around and contemplating. It's movement, guys, okay? I'm sure you can get into that right quick, you know? So, let's get an oracle. So, things are coming around. You know what I mean? Don't be tempted to be a slave to it and think that things will never realign itself. You know, that's what you're doing. You're realigning. Because there's that temptation there to do this exactly. Trapped in fear. Thank you. Because I didn't think I was really being thorough enough. And then there it is. So you got movements, choices, and decisions to make. Big time. And all you need to do is focus on material and spiritual prosperity. This is the Six of Pentacles. This is reciprocating energy. So open up to it instead of being trapped in fear. That's the biggest thing right now. And it's putting everything out of balance for you. So you need to reclaim your power here. Without the Emperor or the Empress out, it's that Queen of Swords that just makes up their mind. You know, it nurtures that part of you that needs that brave step, you know? Okay, let's look at relationships and love. Let's see, what is up? Okay. Yeah, look at this. Five of Pentacles feeling left out. Five of Cups. Shoulda, woulda, coulda energy, you know. What's going on here? Don't be tempted to go here. Again, here we are at this precipice again where I got to talk you from the ledge. And you're the one that puts yourself up there. You know what I mean? Again, no more of this. It's time for a new beginning in relationships. Your fear is hindering the growth and the balance of it. Okay? And I think now that personal guide message is kind of looking at me saying this. We're giving them signs. Pay attention. So, you heard it here first, folks. There's signs that are specifically pointing you in the direction you need to be in. Pay attention. Okay? All right, let's get some messages of love and see what else is up. Is that it? Yep. Okay. Chemistry. The attraction you feel is mutual. Perfect. This is good for you. You deserve mutual energy instead of it just being one-sided. You need a mutual admiration society. Absolutely. And patience. Patience, Capricorn. Everything will unfold in divine timing. So be patient this week. Don't sit in it. Move it. Okay? Don't sit in it. Take action. It's nothing that we, to just cower away in fear. No, it's time to face it. Okay? So let's get, what's the vibe? And see what is up. I smell my dinner cooking, and it smells absolutely delicious. All right, and waves of emotions, worry and fear. Again, trapped in fear, worry, all of that. It's a wasted emotion. And this Scorpio season could be bringing that into light. It's giving you a chance to actually let go of it. It all depends on how you're looking at things, Now let's get a closing message for you. So there's a big thing about fear here. Don't feed the fears. There should be a sign on your door that says, don't feed the fears. What happens if you feed a gremlin after midnight? Or a mogwai, I should say, after midnight. They turn into a gremlin. All right. Closing message for you, Capricorn, is nurture. Nurture others and also yourself this week instead of nurturing your fears. Message is pretty clear here. There's some fear involved in this, and it's hindering your growth. And you need to harmonize that by letting go of this. Okay? Letting go of past fears. This is what this is all about, is bringing things back up from the past that you can finally let go of. So congratulations. I mean, it's all on how you look at it this week, Capricorn. All right? So that's going to do it for your tarot reading. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm going live Thursday at 7 p.m. and I am doing your November tarot reading for November with the astrology and the tarot. Fantastic for all the signs. Be there, all right? And don't forget, we do the freaking weekend for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I got that vibe covered for you too, Fridays at 10. And if you would like a personal reading with me, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. I've got in-person and online extended hours for you. So let's set a date. Let's get it together. All right, Capricorn, have a great week. Be patient. Everything will unfold in divine timing. And don't feed the fears. All right, Capricorn, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Aquarius, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your Midweek Reset Tarot Reading. That's right. This is where we get the vibe for the week from Wednesday to Tuesday using astrology and the tarot. And this is for October 22nd all the way to October 28th. So welcome, Aquarius. Hope you had a great weekend and hope your week is so far so good. So let's talk about the astrological weather before we begin, shall we? First of all, Neptune, the planet of illusion, vision, fantasy, spirituality, also can mean illusion, things other than what it seems, a delusion almost, so we've got to balance that out. But this is moving into Pisces. It rules Pisces. It's strong there. So this is giving you a second chance of letting some emotional baggage go. So right out of the gate, you're getting a second chance at letting something go. Perfect time to do it. But it's also a great time to really embrace spirituality. And spirituality has a lot of facets, but it all is about going within and learning something new, like breath work, meditation, yoga, movement, Tai Chi, Qigong, anything like that, Reiki, opening up to any of those, psychic abilities, mediumship. It's getting in connection with your higher self. We always, we got mind and body, but we really never incorporate spirit into it. because we don't know how to do it. And Aquarius, you're one of those signs that connect automatically to the divine. So make that a priority for you this week and for most of the rest of the, I guess, for the rest of the year. All right. So make it a purpose to get more spiritual practices into your life. And if you would like to know how, well, get a hold of me and we can talk it over. That's right. A little shameless promotion. Get over there, Jeff. All right. There we go. All right. So on the same day, the sun moves into Scorpio. So that's a big energy shift. We're going from air sign, your feel, to water sign, not your feel. So at the beginning of the week, we could feel some emotions coming up for us to deal with. Of course, it's to let them go or finally process them or just look at them for what they are, instead of not. And then we also have a waxing crescent, and that's happening all week. So this is about growth, momentum, and taking action. So it's not a time to sit idle right now. I mean, we only have all these shifts happening on one day this week, but it gives you time to assimilate and let things go. All right. So again, so that's the astrology. What I'm also going to add is letting you know where the moon is throughout the week. We're going to start on Wednesday, end on Tuesday, and the sun goes through signs fast, 2.5 days tops, maybe 2 days, goes right through those 30 degrees. Moon moves really fast through the signs. Did I say sun or moon? It's the moon. And that's where we get mood from. Mood is derived from moon because the moon regulates our emotions, and because it moves around the zodiac so fast in a month, in a week, that our emotions change, our moods, okay? So starting this week on the 22nd, we've got the moon in Scorpio. So this intense, obsessive, passionate energy that Scorpio is all about, spooky season, is at full throttle. So it may be a little jarring at the beginning of the week, okay? And then as we move more towards the weekend, it's moving into Sagittarius, a much more fun-loving sign. It's not taking things so serious, so maybe the sun coming out after a dark storm. That's the way I could look at that mood for the week. And then as we get closer to the end of the week, to the next midweek reset, it's Capricorn, back to work, structure, schedule, discipline, okay? So let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for the week to start the reading off. So thank you so much for being here, Aquarius. You know I love you. And let's get, yes, angel numbers. It's all about letting go with 321. Aquarius, surrender and let go of control. Release resistance and trust in the flow of life, knowing that everything unfolds in divine timing and for your highest good. Perfect. Again, we're letting things go so we can allow better things into our lives. Perfect time this week to do it. Excellent. All right, Aquarius, let's get a message from your guides to start the week off. What do we need to know? This is from our Energy and Spirit Oracle. Teacher, learning a new path. Number 8. All right. Let's read up on it. This card reveals a new or expanded path of learning for you. If you've been exploring different topics of study, now is the time to pursue your interests more actively. And a teacher among the living is drawing near. This may be an online or in-person instructor, a group leader, or an author. It could also be someone you know who's willing to share their expertise with you. Aquarius, open up to the guidance of this person. They are already in your orbit or arriving soon. On a personal level, your soul may be calling for you to teach in some capacity. The wide world is waiting to be explored, and your soul is ready to learn and shine. Excellent. So the affirmation for this week is, I am open to new paths of learning and to the resonant teachers who are willing to share. Damn. Teach your children well. It fits, All right, let's get shadow work. Let's see what we need to work on shadow-wise, shall we? Ooh, it's unseen patterns. Learning a new path. Change your thoughts, change your life. Absolutely. This is about your beliefs and reprogramming. So perfect. You're letting go of old beliefs, learning a new path, gaining that momentum right into November. Fantastic. All right, let's get the vibe for the week. That's right, Aquarius. Love it. Let's do this. Let's do it, Aquarius. Let's do it. But let go of your bullshit. That's important. All right, what do I keep? The bottom one. The bottom one. The bottom one. Is that the bottom one? Yeah, okay. Good. Interesting. 5-card stud. All right, yeah. So, again, we're letting go of all the things that have happened as of late. You know, we are releasing. This is all about taking action. The Knight of Swords and the Emperor definitely taking action this week. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be slow and steady. So an offer could be coming in, an apology from all this uproar or whatever this is. But all in all, it's the Ace of Cups. It's a new beginning here. And this is for in love. It could also be you taking care of yourself and releasing that control, which makes you feel really good. But you're definitely taking action this week, especially because of things that have happened, you know, kind of shook the foundations, but it's all for a reason here. But the Ace of Cups is really coming out of this feeling recharged. You know, you're letting go, you're surrendering. Okay? All right. Yeah, choose wisely, especially about what you're going to say. Knight of Swords, that energy. Choose wisely. Focus on positive movement forward. Again, more movement forward. And the Three of Wands, something you've been waiting for. Everything working out right for you with partnerships and alliances. Perfect. So you may be meeting somebody, maybe at work or something like that, if you're single. All right, Aquarius. Yeah, so this past stuff, that's a little ishkabibble, you know, but I got a feeling like the Knight of Pentacles in the throat chakra here that says, you know, maybe a conversation needs to be had, you know, from something that happened here in the past. You know, Knight of Pentacles is always offering an apology, so maybe that's what needs to happen. Yeah, look at, for relationships and love, it's the Three of Swords, so there's some kind of hurt here. Oh, my own. Aquarius, what's going on here? It's an end to this. The Tower out again. Now that just deflated everything. Maybe it's time for a new beginning. Maybe healing your heart. It's time. There's no doubt about that. Wow. Jesus. I mean, talk about a buzzkill. Yikes. I don't know. Let's get some messages of love. Let's see what that's all about. You know, maybe relationships are a no-go for you right now. Maybe you need to let go of this relationship. Maybe you guys are in a situation where you finally realize it. Maybe this reading will help you, you know. Okay, let's get some messages of love. Let's try to make some lemonade out of these lemons. Okay, protected. You are safe and divinely guided. All right, so make your move. You are protected, okay? That's key. Forgiveness. Now, we were talking about an apology, something like that. Forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. Again, moving forward, and something needs to be said, expressed, all right? And support. So you have a lot of support for you, Aquarius. Lean on your inner circle during this time. So reach out. Aquarius, you have a tendency to shut right down, to suffer through it. And sometimes it's just not feasible. This week is not, okay? So let's get, what's the vibe? But yeah, you're probably finally letting go of a really shitty relationship. Or it's finally time after years. You finally say, you know what? I'm letting this go. I'm opening up to something much more advantageous for myself. Yeah. So established. This is settled, secure, and wealthy. I got a feeling like for some of you, you might meet somebody that's established already, that gives you that security that you're not feeling right now or didn't get to feel in the past. Or maybe you're settling a score here that has really been weighing on you. It's time to let it go, okay? And let's get a closing message for you. Maybe this person is in your life to teach you a lesson or something like that, you know? You're definitely moving forward here, so you're definitely not sitting in it. I hope you're not. All right, let's get a closing message for you. And it's gratitude. Be grateful for every moment. Keep a heart of gratitude. That's very important. Even when things aren't going the way that you want them to, if you are feeling more grateful for your present situation, whether you have everything you want or not, you will attract more things to be grateful for. So maybe this is the lesson to learn this week is gratitude. All right. So Aquarius, let go of any relationships that don't serve you, that aren't bringing you joy, that are hindering your growth, because this is about momentum and moving forward, you know, closing out the year. We're getting to that point now. So get ahead of the curve. All right, Aquarius? Okay. That's going to do it for your midweek reset. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hey, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. live. I'm doing lives. And this Thursday, we are doing our November tarot readings for all the signs, including the astrology for the month. Gonna be a great jam session, so join us, okay? 7 p.m. tomorrow. All right, and don't forget, watch The Freaking Weekend at 10 a.m. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading with me, because these are general, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page, in person or online, extended hours. I got you covered. Aquarius, work through this. Be grateful, and you've got this. You let this go. You are moving forward and fast. All right. I love you all. Thank you for watching, Aquarius, and I will see you Thursday. Pisces, welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV, and that means it's time for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. This is where we get the tarot and the astrology for Wednesday all the way to Tuesday. And the dates for this week are going to be October 22nd all the way to October 28th. So welcome, Pisces. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you had a great weekend and you're already off to a great week. So let's talk about the astrology that's going on. Let me take a little sip of my water first, shall I? Should have done this before, but don't want to dry out the vocal cords, that's for sure. Don't want to sound like Lucy, you know, Mr. Mooney. Okay. And knocked me right out of my train of thought. Squirrel. All right. So on October 22nd, Neptune, your ruler, is moving back into your sign. What's this mean for you? Well, this is giving you a second chance at releasing some baggage that you need to release. Let's put our thinking caps on. I've got mine on already. And let's figure out exactly what we need to release. Well, Jeff, you're always talking about releasing something. Yeah, that's right. Because we hold on to a lot of shit, and you know it. And this is your opportunity this week to really hone in on this and release it once and fucking for all. How about them apples? Okay. And it's in your sign. So this is flowing easy for you. This is also getting the vision back. If it's one thing you can take away from this by releasing something, it's also getting really in touch with your spirituality. This is a time to double down on your meditation. Just do 5 minutes, even if you just do some deep breaths, centering yourself, but really getting in touch with the spiritual side of you. We're always focused on the body and what's going on in here, but we're not taking care of our energy field, the most important thing. And that usually stems from the heart, because the heart generates the electromagnetic field. And we need all three of those components, body, mind, and spirit. And we always leave spirit out. This is a time to reconnect to that, okay? On the same day, the 22nd, the sun is moving out of an air energy, Libra, into a water energy. Maybe a little bit more smooth sailing for you, but with the sun in Scorpio, it can be very obsessive. It can be all of a sudden we're feeling this emotion. Maybe this is bringing the emotions up for you to release, okay? So pay attention to how you feel at the beginning of the week. How were you feeling on Monday, around the end of the weekend there? Did you feel a shift, or are you currently in it? Pay attention to how you feel. Trust your intuition. Develop that shit, okay? Now, all week we are in a waxing crescent phase. So this isn't a time to sit. It's a time to focus on growth. It's about gaining momentum and taking action. The biggest thing is taking action. It's just not sitting and contemplating things. It's acting on it, trusting your intuition, and making a move, okay? So another thing I'm going to be adding to each weekly, midweek, whatever you want to call it, is letting you know where the moon is moving through the days, okay? So we're going to start on Wednesday and on Tuesday. And this gives us a gauge. It's kind of like a mood ring on where our emotions are going to be, because the moon moves very fast through the signs. 2.5 days to complete that 30-degree circuit, and then it starts all over in another sign. So in the week, we usually have 2, maybe 4 signs that we're moving through during the week to give us this, our moods. Mood comes from moon. The moon affects our emotions, and it affects our moods. So when we start the week off on the 22nd, the moon is in in Scorpio also. So again, it's pushing those, we could be a little emotional, okay? And it brings it to the surface. And as the days progress towards the weekend, the moon moves into Sagittarius. Now, that's a little bit more lighthearted. It's actually looking forward to the weekend. Could be traveling, adventure, having fun, okay? And then as we move towards the end of the week, back to Tuesday, it's more to the grindstone, structure, commitment, it's moving into Capricorn. So that'll give you a good gauge on where the mood placement is for the week. So I'm going to add that every week, okay? So more value. So let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get your angel numbers. Boom. Just like that. And it's enthusiasm. Absolutely. With 343. Approach life with an optimistic attitude, even in the face of challenges, Pisces. Be excited about the opportunities that lie ahead and to embrace them with open arms. Perfect. Get enthusiastic about what's coming up instead of anxious. I don't know what's coming up. Well, that's how anxiety goes away from excitement. The excitement is sucked out of the room. What you want to do is say, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm uncertain about the future, but I will say this. It's going to be a hell of a lot better than what I've allowed myself. Now, that's where the magic happens, because you're alleviating the anxiety and being excited about what's to come, knowing that you deserve a hell of a lot better than what you've allowed yourself. So this is all about elements with number 12. Nature spirits and the 4 elements. So it's connecting with nature this week. Definitely. That'll give you some enthusiasm. I'm noticing with this card, she's also like frolicking with the flowers and stuff, So again, get out there. Ground. Let's read about it. Number 12. So this card represents a real power in the universe that few people ever think about. The elements are natural spirits that vibrate with the energy of the environment. So, sylphs and gnome are from the woods, that carries earth energy. Water sprites from the lakes and streams, and fairies from the air. Fire spirits are tiny orbs of light that bring the vibration of the sun. Even if you aren't familiar with these spirits, you can call on them to bless you with the energy you need. Earth energy is good for grounding, stability, and wisdom. Air vibrates with the breath of life, communication, intelligence, and travel. And water brings healing, fluidity, cleansing, and change. Fire brings purification, light, activity, and creativity. These entities are always available to you. Consider which element's power you want to tap and commune with the sweet beings who can deliver that energy to you. They're not just the stuff of fantasy. They are here for you now and always. So the affirmation for this is, I connect with all the positive powers of nature. Energies of the elements and the elementals bless my life. So let some fairies into your life, you won't be sad. Look at that scary gnome if he's on your stoop at night, looking through your window. Just say, hey buddy, I'm calling the cops. Now you guys are going to be looking for gnomes in the window. All right, Pisces, let's get your shadow work. How much is that gnome in my window? I'm going to shoot that shit. All right, self-compassion. Aha. So embracing imperfections helps you find strength. This is about a growth mindset and resilience and calling on those elemental energies to help you. Mr. Gnome, help me with my life. Why, sure. I just need you to harvest some souls for me. No problem. Only death can pay for life. Oh, shit. You know how it is, Pisces. It's the end of the night. I haven't eaten yet. My blood sugar's low. And you get the comic relief. All right, so let's get the vibe. Let's get the vibe for you, Pisces. Let's do it. Okay, what do we have for Pisces this week? All jokes aside, of course. All jokes aside, of course. All right, folks, let's do this. Yeah, this is beautiful. All right, get some rest this week. You can put some things to rest too, okay? Maybe nuzzling with your wood gnomes or some shit. But definitely getting some rest. Shining as brightly as the sun. So this is recharging yourself. This is self-care, honey. This is what you want to hear, right? You know, taking care of yourself. Ace of Cups is a new beginning. Four of Wands is really beautiful harmony, energy at home. Maybe you're moving into a new home, some of you. Maybe you're moving into a new secure job. Something of that ilk is working in your favor here. Love that. Let's get some oracles. So after some much needed rest, you shine like the sun. But we need to emotionally withdraw from what no longer serves us again. So this is letting go of that. You know, again, getting out in the elements. This is all about getting out in nature for you. Transformation. That's what we focus on, kids. Just be patient and get down to some planning. But this is beautiful. Get enthusiastic about what's going on. That sun energy really adds to that enthusiasm and doing things for yourself. You know? So let's look at love and relationships and see what we have for you. You're definitely going through some kind of transformation here. Maybe it's the way that you handle your relationships. Maybe you're just getting more in touch with yourself. Perfect time to do that. An offer comes in, maybe it's for some traveling for some of you Pisces. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, fixed signs. But yeah, there may be an offer for you to do some traveling, to complete a cycle here. Maybe an apology comes in. This is all good. This is really all good. So maybe you're planning a trip. Maybe some of you are planning a trip home. Maybe you're planning a trip away from home. Again, it's how it all resonates with you. Let's get messages of love and see what we have. But wait, the timing is not quite right. So trust your intuition on whatever's going on here, okay? And be aware of that. It's going to take a leap of faith for some of you, and it's safe to make the move you're considering. So for some of you, wait. For some of you, leap. I guess it all depends on how far in the stage you are here. Basically, what this is saying is, you know your timing, okay? So take those messages for how they work with you. And boundaries, firm boundaries are needed now. Well, of course. Or else we're going to have this problem of people stepping over those boundaries. You got to check them. You know, that's the only way they're going to learn. All right, let's get, what's the vibe? Tell me what's the vibe, Jeff. Tell me what's the vibe. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? And it's time. With delay, procrastination, and too busy. So stop procrastinating. You're not too busy. Make time, because you need to stop delaying. That's the big thing. The procrastination. I'm going to wait. The timing's not quite right. It's time for action and movement. Burn bridges with some of you. Lack of trust, disloyal. Turn your back on. So, if you burn those bridges, why build them up? And who burned them down? Was it you? Was it them? What happens when we rebuild burned bridges? You need some boundaries, okay? Interesting. Let's get a closing message for you lovely Pisces. Get out in nature. That's a big one. It's time. Take care of yourself, okay? You're no good to the world if you're not good to yourself. And that's the truth, okay? So, closing messages are confidence. Believe in your worth and abilities. Now is more than ever you need to double down on this, okay? Because that alleviates everything. And you move through challenges and adversity and growth more effectively that way, okay? And blessing. Blessings are gifts from the universe. Receive and share them. You have to receive them. You have to be open to receive them. So be enthusiastic about all the blessings that you have in your life and all of them that are yet to come. Pisces, it's time to be resilient, baby dolls and brothers. All right, that's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm going live Thursday, 7 p.m., and I'm doing tarot readings for all the signs for November. And I'm doing an astrology forecast for the collective, letting you know what's going on astrologically during the month. So come check the live out. It'll also be available for replay, but come and join the party, join the Vibe Tribe too. Okay, so don't forget, freaking weekend. Posted on Fridays to give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay? And don't forget, if you would like a personal reading with me, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. In person or online, I got extended hours. Let's book something together, shall we? All right, Pisces, have a great week. Use your intuition and move forward with resilience, and I will see you Thursday.